Hello. Okay. Anyways, what's up, guys? It's Sarfnic here. We're doing some more Sarfvival gameplay today. It's been over a month since I last streamed this. Almost 2 months, actually. And yeah, so the past few streams has been me chilling at base. Pretty much just making very little progress on anything. Like, slowly building my house and then telling the stories of summer 2022. And while that's fun, and the story is definitely fun, I want the content to be watchable too, so I'm gonna do something different today. And yes, it's been almost 2 months since I last streamed this, and I was telling a story, and I'm like, oh, I'll continue it when I come home in 2 weeks. And then I came home 2 weeks later and didn't have time. I'm like, it's okay, I'll come home in 3 weeks, I'll continue it. And then 3 weeks later, didn't. And now it's 2 weeks later from that point, and it's like, okay, I'm home. Might as well finish this storyline before 2022 ends. Telling the story of my amazing summer, suppose. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. It's now December. Hello, Aramis. What's going on, man? I'm playing on Minecraft Survival. Okay. Cope. So anyways, we're gonna head out on an adventure. I just need food. That's my big issue. My big issue here is no food. Ow, ow, ow. We'll try to make the most of the wheat we roll. When did this all grow? Probably last stream, this all grew. Well, we're gonna have a lot of seeds after this. So why is this in my way? Yeah. So yeah, I'll finish out the story. I guess I'll start now, I suppose. Bad. Oh my god. Alright, don't worry. I'll be on Valheim later today. I'll be on Hearth SMP probably too. In fact, I was gonna play Valheim right now. War's like, oh, you can get on if you want. I'm on. I'm like, no. If those of you confused what happened, is the stream crashed and then I just wanted to do schoolwork. Yep. Even though I'm home, I still got schoolwork. Same with my brother, actually. So, got schoolwork for only another 4 days, and then it's done. After that, it's done. Then I'm free for like over a month. It's gonna be nice. Get World of Warcraft and make a Lorax. Oh yeah. I mean, maybe in the future that will happen. Maybe in the future. Actually, that probably will happen in the future. Maybe this winter break, Aramis, I will have time for World of Warcraft. Wow. Maybe this winter break. Until then, I'm just vibing, taking things slow, you know. Anyways, I was telling the story about this one location I was at, and we should probably put this water back. It's not like we probably should. Just might as well. Oh yeah. So. Oh wait, never mind. They definitely don't need this water here. I forgot. This is all water right here. Okay. Little foxy. But I was telling the story about this camp I was at, and honestly, it's been 2 months. In fact, the last time I streamed this was so long ago. I'm pretty sure that was the same distance away from the end of the summer to now. So since that has been like double the time since the summer happened. And when I started the story, I started telling this in like September. That was like closer to like the middle of July than it is to now, so like it's been like double the time since I started the story. That's the issue of being a college student, I suppose. But yeah, I was talking about this little sports place, this sports camp I was moved to for like a week, and it was definitely the most fun week. But at the moment, I didn't enjoy it that much. But you guys, in the end, it was, oh, that's weird. The hunger thing's broken. It was a very fun week, and like you should have enjoyed it more, you know. So. I guess I'll start off with that. And the story's been fun. We had Star on stream and Troll listening in on it. It's super cool. My summer this year was probably, in retrospect, it was one of the best summers of my life. But the issue with it is there's a minor issue. Is I think I might have like ADD or ADHD or whatever. I'm not sure if it's like that bad, but it's decently bad. And it kind of came back this summer for some reason. And it still hasn't fully gone away, which is really annoying. But it used to like really be annoying like in the old days, and I'd do shit like, you know, I'd go in the shower and then I'd be like, you know, I just want to walk in the shower because I didn't feel good, and you just stand there doing nothing. Like, okay, does that feel good? It's like so stupid shit. That shit came back this summer. I really hated it. It's really unfortunate. It still hasn't fully gone away, but it's definitely a lot better now than it was. It was still pretty bad in like September, but now it's like finally starting to do better in like November and December. But I digress. I'll talk about my story. So I was in the middle of telling one of the weeks. If I had ended the week, it would have been better, but I think I had to go. home or back to college, so I had to end it. So I'll probably just talk or continue talking about the week, but I have no idea where I left off. So I'll like probably repeat some details, but there'll be some details I don't go over. So you just have to watch the previous stream if you want to hear the story, which I know no one fucking cares. So like, yeah. Let's go. I'm mostly telling this story honestly, just so like when I'm like older, I can rewatch this shit, and I'll be like, oh yeah, that's a better memory of what happened. Because I don't fucking remember. I won't remember when I'm older. And I feel like if I don't tell stories right away, or at least like within like the year, I start to forget details. Because you know the saying, right? Memories aren't accurate like depictions of the past. It's not even a saying. It's like just like a thing. So anyways, I had a really fun week. And there was stuff that I forgot to mention. So on the first day, it was like the first Monday after they moved me to that sports camp, I had a really fun day there, obviously. There's this girl that I already went over this. I'm pretty sure I already went over this in the last stream. Again, I'll be going over a lot of stuff that I probably already went over because I have no idea. But there's also going to be stuff that I won't mention that did happen that I probably went over in the other one. So, yeah. Had a good time. And what's funny is this week I actually had 2 really fun days after work, which is very rare, obviously. Like, I'll tell you, my entire week 4, nothing happened after work. Except I think I did a Subnautica stream once. That's it. And so this one had 2 really fun days after work. The first fun day was the first day we picked up one of my parents from their trip to Las Vegas, and from the airport. And this was quite a. I might have mentioned this earlier. I might have forgot about it. This was quite the moment, though. It was, we were driving back, and there had been this cup that had been sitting in my car, or in this car. We actually sold this car in August, but this cup is still in the new car we bought to replace it. What's funny is we got a brand new car in June, like early June, and then like mid-August we got not a brand new car, but like a different car, because we've had 2 cars, and we had a really old car which we replaced in June with a really new nice car, and we gave that car to I think our grandparents or my grandparents in Florida. So next time I visit those guys, which should be March, I'll see it. And then in August we gave away our somewhat old car to some dude, I don't know, some Moroccan guy apparently. Congratulations, Morocco. Oh, by the way, Morocco in the FIFA World Cup. I mean, I should really put a chest here. You know, I'll make a crafting table. I'll put a chest here, and this will be for like crop storage and shit. And we got a new car, and so this is in that car, and that somewhat old car is the one that I always would drive around. So yeah, I technically have a new car now. It's so weird because I've had that somewhat old car since like 2019. It's kind of weird to have a new one, or a somewhat new one. The brand new one my mom got, dude. Like, no, we weren't gonna get that shit, bro. It was so nice. For the first like 3 months, it smelled so good in that car. Anyways, so there was this piss cup, and we were on the way back from the airport. You know, O'Hare Airport, Chicago Airport. I was vibing to some music, and I was like, you know, I'm a little thirsty. I don't have a water bottle. Ooh, look at this cup. Let me just drink from it. I drink it, and then instant regret. I feel in my mouth. It's warm. It's salty. I'm like, oh shit, this is probably piss, right? So I'm like, and thankfully my parents figured out what was happening, and we ended up like, I had to hold on to it in my mouth for a minute. Eventually we like pulled over to like some side of the road or something, and I spit that shit out. It was 110% piss. I fucking drank piss over the summer, and this is the thing where like, oh, we're not gonna tell anyone about this, right? Like, no, we're not telling anyone this story, not your brother, anything. And my dad was like, what the fuck? And I remember I was like, and my mom who was there too, who was on the trip to Las Vegas. We're like, dude, why are you mad? Like, it's me. The punishment is the fact that you don't need to get mad at me after this, bro. Like, the punishment is the fact that I had piss in my mouth. Like, that wasn't a good feeling, dude. Anyways, we're gonna go on this adventure now. I think we'll head south because there's not much explore. Like, for some reason, I've always viewed this as north towards spawn, but that's technically north towards spawn. It's weird. We're also gonna load some new chunks, which should be nice. I just want to like explore and find out what's around this place because I'm such a big explorer, and I've been at this village for like multiple years, but I haven't done anything. I haven't left. Like, you know what I mean? I want to leave and see what's out there. You know? That's the issue. When this SCP started out, it was just like that. I made like no building progress, and all I did was like stay at a base, and I just kept exploring, and it was fun. and then I decided to switch over. I found a new area, did building progress, and never explored. You know. So yeah, let's explore. It might be a bit laggy because it might be loading the caves below. Because I don't think I've explored past like 1.16 out here. So yeah, just give it some time. Right now this is still old chunks, but soon it'll integrate itself to new chunks or whatever. Trunks, the T. Oh, we should probably actually get some. No, we have enough bread right now. But yeah, so I remember coming home, and then this I might have mentioned that story already, but the cup is still in our new car now. I always look at that cup and like, that was a good week though, man. And then later on that day, this I did not mention. I remember this within like 2 weeks of the last stream. I was like, oh, I should tell that. So later on that night, this is actually not really at all related to the summer camp, but it's important to know that like I'm telling the story about the summer, not exactly about the camp I worked at. Like, should we go to that pillager outpost? I think we should actually. But I was watching. I came in. I sometimes sit down on my brother's CS:GO games. Sometimes it's because I just want to upload or live stream after that, and I have to tell him that. But this time I think I was just sitting in for fun or whatever. And he was in this game. It was really intense. It was like 15-14 or something. But his team had been up for like a while, and they kept choking. And I was watching, I think it was like on the map Inferno or something. And then finally his team choked up bad, and because of that it was like a tie game. And my computer was like, you fucking... Or my brother was like, you fucking idiots! And they were just like... I couldn't hear them because I was just watching. And my brother grabbed his chair and threw it onto the desk. And it could have created a dent, but like it destroyed the chair. But thankfully he was able to pick it up and it was fixed instantly somehow. But it was so shocking. I was like, I've never seen Coot do that before or rage that much over a CS:GO game. My parents were like, what the fuck? It was so weird. It was so messed up, but it was so funny to see, you know. So that happened. I thought that was very funny. Is that a chunk glitch, you think? This is a very funny thing. Anyways. And so, yeah, that was the Monday. I had a really fun day. And... so I came back the next day on the Tuesday. I'm just telling it like this, honestly. I don't even know. I'm probably going over shit I already went over, but who gives a fuck, right? So I told half of... Did that just happen? Holy shit, that actually just happened. What the fuck? I just died. I thought we were in hardcore for a second. I was like, oh, is this the end of the series? Nah, we good. Well, let's go back to that, I suppose. Wild. Wild indeed. Very wild. But, yeah, it was a really fun moment. It's the next day arrived. I don't want sticks in my inventory because it's stupid schematic glitches I'll get from it. The next day arrived. And it was the Tuesday, and honestly, I don't remember too much of the morning details. Maybe if I told the story 2 months ago, almost 3 months ago now, actually, when I started this story, my memory would be, like, way better because it would have been half the time since then. But, again, so there's this girl I got along with really well. We'll just say her name's Kay because her name begins with K. She was such a nice kid, but she was only there in the mornings. Her and her, like, sister really acted... Oh, really acted, like, very chaotic. It was super funny. And... yeah, you know, this girl, for some reason, she really liked me as a counselor. I thought I was just like as a counselor, everyone always said I was super friendly with kids and like they always got along with me super well. My boss was pretty shocked by it multiple times. But I don't know what I do, bro. Like I just act like myself, I guess, and somehow, well, I mean, obviously I don't act like myself. Like I act like a friendly version of myself to a kid. And for some reason, they love it. They just dig it, like 110%. They dig it. Okay, let's grab our shit. Bro, I literally have projectile protection on, bro. I think we actually need to gap up here. Oh, my armor's probably about to break now. Okay. Well, we did lose our helmet. Which was also enchanted. Okay, now you die. Sure, you don't die. I'll kill one of you. I'll kill this horde, because fuck these guys. Why you timed that so perfectly, you bitch. Alright, let's go up there and see if there's any loot, if I haven't raided it yet, of course. There's a small chance I've already raided this shit. Usually I'd be like, oh, I'll just use my elytra to fly away after that, but no, I can't really do that here. I don't have an elytra. And I doubt I even plan on getting one for a long time. There you go, I should block them off. Ooh, a horn! Which means this is new generated. At least this is 1.19 generated. Which means we're in 1.19 chunks, actually. The crossbow is actually something that's probably going to be useful. I'll take everything, actually, you know. Pretty rare time I take everything. Let's continue on the journey south, I suppose. See what we can find. See if this is actually real. Pull off the water bucket clutch, but it wasn't even that hard. Let's go! Get away from these fucks. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, I guess I could probably turn on Minecraft music. I probably should. For y'all. So, anyways, continuing the story. This morning was the Tuesday morning. I can't try to remember. Yes, the Tuesday morning. It was a regular day. We didn't go to the beach and none of that shit. And we ended up starting out the morning by playing soccer, sort of, you know. All I know is I was on the opposite team of the girl who I got along with really well, and I actually sprained my ankle, believe it or not. And so we had this counselor, who I think I mentioned before. He was in my group. He was 13 when the job started in June, but he was 14 now. His birthday was like early July, and I was like facing off against him in like soccer because we had kids playing. Like it's like the type of soccer where they call a number, like everyone's given a number, and they say, oh, 1 and 2, and so 1 and 2 will be running up facing off against the other 1 and 2 on the team, and they'll say 3 and 4 or just 3 and 5, I don't know, whatever. And I was against this counselor dude, and I actually sprained my ankle. Like I think it was, I don't remember which one. I think it might have been my left or right one. I have no idea. And it hurt really bad in the moment, and I was like, fuck, but I didn't say fuck, obviously. Why would I curse? I'm actually really good at like preventing people from cursing in front of kids. I think it's part of the summer job. There was this one counselor I worked with here, who I might have talked about earlier. You know, I'll probably just fucking go over everything again. You know what? Yeah, I'm going over everything starting from the middle of Monday, okay? Like, I don't give a shit anymore. Let's see if we can find a village, or possibly even a desert. That'd be nice. This is newer chunks. I know desert's super rare in newer chunks. Okay, let's go to this nether thing. I would like to find a horse, though, and start riding it if I can get a saddle. But I got up, and then all of a sudden I was like, fine. I'm like, no, it doesn't hurt anymore. That was okay, I suppose. And they're like, oh, you okay? You need an ice pack. You should probably tell the guy, that like the person who was my boss for like the week, the director. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll tell him, sure. I just told the guy. He's like, you need an ice pack? I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'll tell you, I honestly felt good at the moment. And it's so weird because you feel that initial pain, then you're fine. And so I even did like other activities, like we were running around. I think we might have done hockey that day. Can't remember what day the hockey stuff was. We did so many activities though. So I'll just say it was this day. Whoa. Not just a simple river, man. Oh, I guess we could build over, I guess. We could build across. Might be actually a fun thing to do. Why not? So we did some hockey, I think, probably this day. It was either this day or the next day, but I'm pretty sure it was this day, because it was in the morning, because we had the girl I got along with super well. And you have no idea. I feel like I'm not saying this. This girl, there's always, at every camp I go to, there's always some kid I get along with really well. Like, when I get onto the camp, move on to the camp I go to for the next 2 weeks after this one. There happens to be another kid like that. And I think the primary reason why we got along was when I first met her for, like, the first, like, hour, I didn't talk to her at all, because, like, but then I was like, oh, yeah, you went to my camp, right? Or you were at the place I used to work at the first week. And she's like, oh, yeah, I remember you. And the funny thing is, I remembered her sister more than her. But I guess it just from there we just became buddies. I don't know what else to say, man. Like we became buddies, and like yeah, I guess it worked out. I've met many kids who I get along with pretty well, and this kid's energy just matched my energy, and we just had a good time, you know. And I think I might have mentioned there's one time where a bunch of kids were taking these balls and throwing like these like dodge balls and throwing them at like a tent where people were working, and she was the only one that actually like helped me like get the balls back. I mean, we formed like a little alliance. To be fair, it wasn't like it came for free. She's like, "You gotta trust me, all right?" And she also did shit too. That was super funny. But sometimes the relationships with kids is super weird because like I was against her a lot. Like in dodgeball, I remember. This was probably like the third or fourth day. That was probably the Wednesday or Thursday. But no, well, it couldn't have been the Wednesday. It's either the Thursday or this Tuesday. But I remember she was against me in dodgeball, and like I would get her out a bunch, but she got me out a few times, and it was super friendly competition. It's like weird. Like this is a really good memory. Like this is a really good memory that I have from this summer. Or these are really good memories, but I can barely remember them. I think I've always had this issue. The good memories you really don't remember in good detail. Just kind of enjoy it in the moment, and then that's it. I suppose. But yeah, we had a really good time anyways. Never forget. But I think we were playing ice hockey this day, I think. And not ice hockey, like hockey with like the sticks and like a dodgeball, a fluffy dodgeball, you know? Yeah, that type of hockey in the gym floor. I always loved it. And I think one time there were 3 rounds, and she was on my team for this one actually. I think one time I was a normal player. No, one time I was a goalie, one time I was a normal player, and then one time I was a normal player again, but she was a goalie. And she wanted to be a goalie really bad. I was like, yeah, you can be the goalie for our team. And anyway, it was a really fun time. And I think I actually scored a goal one time. It was super fun. And then we did other stuff too. Like there was a day we did dodgeball, but with maybe it was in the afternoon because it was with it was our group versus the other group. We did this 100% in the morning with them. We did like I think it's probably that Thursday or this Tuesday. We did like a fort setting up thing. So you have a bunch of mats and you set them up to make a fort pretty much. And it's just for fun. Like we literally just did this for fun. And we all had a good time, all of us kids. And there was one morning that we were like we always had like for some reason we always took the northern part of the gym. There were like 3 parts of a gym pretty much, 3 strips. And like we stripped them up, and for some reason our group, we were one of the youngest groups. Like we always took like the northern part of the gym for like whenever we did activities without anyone else. Except for the soccer thing I'm remembering. The soccer thing I'm talking about earlier, we were in the southern part of the gym, I think. But yeah, I remember one day we were just playing with dodgeballs or something, and obviously this girl was here, and for some reason she had like a purple dodgeball or something, and I came up with like a weird game where like I would always try to steal the ball, which I always be clutching onto it, and it seems like we both had fun doing it. It was like a little friendly competition. And like I asked some kids, I talked about this girl with this sounds super weird, I know. There's this girl with like a big nose. I'll just call her A because her name began with an A, okay? That because the saying this shit about big nose is kind of weird as fuck. Sounds like I'm trying to like say like they're Jewish or some shit, which trust me, I have no idea of anyone's religion. Except for that one crazy girl who I said was a missionary. I do know her religion, but I literally knew no one else's religion beyond that point. And so, anyways, I asked, like, the girl whose name starts with an A and her friend who actually was at my camp for 4 weeks, actually, believe it or not, but I barely interacted with her. And also the girl with an A, I forgot to mention, I think I did mention this before, she also was at my camp for the first week, which is a very weird coincidence, actually, that we had a lot of kids who were at the camp, the 1 week group, for the first week in this place. In the same group, despite that they weren't even friends. Not really, they really didn't interact that much, except when I was like involved. But I'll take these saplings. I'll put the sticks back down. I don't really want the sticks or the string. Let's see about this ocean. I want to see if there's an ocean I could explore, maybe. Also, why is there not a waypoint here? Oh my god, I'll set a waypoint here in the future, I guess. But it was, and at first they helped me try to get it back. And what would end up happening is I'd get the ball back and I'd run and I'd try to shoot a hoop because there's basketball hoops here. And then she'd get it back. And at first I was able to get it from her a bunch, but then she was super good at like preventing me from getting it. And anyways, at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure I just, the girls that I had like go against her actually ended up siding with her after a while. It was super fun though. I had a lot of fun with this. And then, you know, the game ended and we walked off. But my time to spend with this girl Kay, was just awesome. Like, such good memories. I have a lot of good memories with a lot of kids, but, like, not all of them are, like, fully positive. Like, I talked about this girl, obviously, who was cousins with, or is cousins with someone I know. I've known for, like 19 years almost. Like, no, more like 15 years, yeah. Relationship wasn't exactly that good. You know, like, we had bad moments, like, where the kid would be, like, super, like, annoying or, like, wouldn't listen. But this girl, there were no moments like that, you know? And there's another kid like that, actually, who will be coming up later once I get to my final 2 weeks. I'm only on week 6 out of 8, y'all. Like, there's still 2 more weeks after this to get through content. But it was so much fun. And so I was talking about the day where I sprained my ankle, which 100% was Tuesday. And now I was just going off about random ass like things I don't remember specifically a day that they're on. So for the whole morning, it was pretty much fine. Like, I was actually still able to walk around and do shit, and like I didn't feel any pain. But then, when the afternoon kind of hit, that Tuesday. No way, there's 2 pink sheeps? If I bred them, that'd be sick actually. I'm gonna do that. Keep the pink sheep population going, you know. See, I do random shit like this on Minecraft. Actually, it's kind of fun. I'm like telling a story while also like exploring. I think that's better than how these streams have usually gone, where I'm just sitting at my base, fucking around. Okay, if it's too far away, we won't do it. But if it's like right here, we'll do it. Which I remember it being somewhere around here, at least where that sheep was. Oh no, it's over there. Yeah, sorry, buddy. Guess your love won't happen. Wah wah wah. That is weird that 2 peaks. Like, those are super rare. I remember discovering one way in the old days, like in 2013. I was like so shocked because apparently back then I knew it was rare. I'm like, oh my god. So most colors, like you won't see an orange sheep or a purple sheep in the wild. Don't spawn. It's usually black, dark gray, gray, brown, and white, and then you sometimes see pink. That's the only colors that spawn naturally for sheep. But anyways. In the afternoon, and so I don't think if I forgot to mention, so the girl Kay and her like redhead sister, who's like totally a maniac kid, a mesa. Actually, I want to explore that. I do not explore mesas at all in Minecraft. It's like the biome I visit the least in vanilla Minecraft. So I want to go there after I check out this pillager outpost. Obviously, they leave in the morning. Those 2 girls, but they're the only kids that leave in the. There's like it's called AM kids. Those 2 are AM kids, right? Very disappointing because they're some of my favorite kids, obviously, and the girl Kate is my favorite kid. So like, yes, I was a counselor with favorites, and I think I already told this story on a different stream when I got confronted by a bunch of kids trying to figure out who their favorite was, and I responded pretty badly, and I actually ended up narrowing it down to 2 kids, which was really a dumb idea of me. See, if I ever do this job again, which I'm hoping I do, I've learned some lessons. And I think I'd have a good time. Plus, as a whole, I like to do things twice. Like, this is another sidetrack, so I'll probably stop talking. But my favorite thing is I always do something twice. I think something's incomplete if you do it once. You know what I mean? Like, twice or 4 times. Those are my lucky numbers. So I want to work this job a second time. Even when when the head counselor of my major for advising students was like, you know, that's cool and all, but it's not really related to your major. It's like, I don't give a fuck. Most of my friends have done their jobs 2 summers in a row, and I want that to be continued. Okay? Okay, let's go. Let's go in. Oh, there's some on the 2nd floor? Really? Well, you're a loner, I suppose. I'll just push you down. Good snipe, though. That was actually a pretty good job, bro. Okay, let's see what loot you got. Probably XP bottles. No XP bottles. Carrots, though, actually might be unironically useful to me. And the string, they can keep it. Take the potatoes as if I'm BMO from Adventure Time's Distant Lands. Okay, now let's go. I was gonna head to this ocean, but I guess I kinda don't need to anymore. Oh, fuck. That was stupid of me. We gotta dodge and weave. Dodge and weave, baby. Because I didn't check my health there. I'm an adventurer! Leave me alone! Anyways, so... we didn't have any PM-only kids, but in the PM, I guess there was a decent amount of kids that would leave, so they combined the 2 young kids groups. And so they combined my group, which were like the Cubs, with the group that was called the Sox. Thank God I got the Cubs, by the way. I'm such a Cubs fan. One of my good college friends is a Sox fan, and some of my other good college friends are Cubs fans too, and we always make fun of him for it. And so when I went to a Cubs game on like June 30th, I remember sending so much photos to him, like, "Ha, you loser," which I think I probably talked about. It was the same day we went on like the little field trip, though. It was Thursday, June 30th. And what sucks is the next day, Friday, it was July 1st, is when the CG5 performed at the Cubs Stadium. Like, oh my God, he did the national anthem. And I was 1 day late. And that was also the day Technoblade died, actually, June 30th. And he was, the next day, CG5 was wearing a Technoblade shirt. This is a really weird mesa at the start of it. It was a little laggy, though, so I'm sorry. But we would combine groups. And so anyways, I don't know if this is actually on this Tuesday, but anyways, later in the day, my foot was really bad. I had to get ice pack, and I couldn't even walk. I had to sit down, and I had to tell the counselor, sorry, man, like, I'm not going to, like, leave work early or anything, but I really cannot walk around or do shit. And they're like, okay, we get you, bro. Thankfully. Huh. Lovely mesa. This kind of reminds me of a mesa that we used to be on Lork SMP. Yes, the SMP from over 5 years ago. That I used to have videos on, but I was stupid enough to delete. Or no, I think it's from GL SMP, which was also 5 years ago. We could go gold mining here and actually get a ton of gold. These biomes are like filled to the brim with like gold. I guess we'll do it in the future though. Not now. But however, I do find some minecart chests on the surface. I will grab those because those can contain diamonds. This is super sick though. But yeah, and so there, it was pretty much our group was almost double the size, and we also had this counselor who would join us, who was someone I worked with, or I went to middle school and high school with, and I had lost 6th grade classes with him. He's actually the first person I ever met when I started 6th grade. And so it's so weird. And he was the type of dude, I already talked about this before, he would like watch porn in the bathroom in like high school. So we always found it so ironic that he was a counselor now telling kids to like not do shit that was bad. Because he was a fucking, yeah, you know, he was that type of kid in high school. But anyways, yeah, I thought it was super funny, that comparison. I think I mentioned that probably in the last stream though. But there were a lot of new little kids that would join our group, and they were pretty random. And then there was this other counselor who joined who was 15, and I definitely talked about her before. She was like this. I saw her on Snapchat. She was this nice, not to be racial, black counselor. I mean, the other dude I just mentioned was black too. Like, it doesn't really matter your fucking race, honestly. But just saying, the other dudes I worked with were white. And then there was obviously the 13-year-old guy. He only could work in the AM because it would have been illegal for him to work in the PM. So, but then there was this other white guy who was 15 who, I don't remember his name actually. But I don't think I said any of their names to y'all, but I do remember the younger one's name. But this guy I have no contact with. He was super chill though, and he actually got COVID the next day, so the Wednesday he actually couldn't show up to. So what actually happened was, yeah, on this Tuesday, halfway through the day, he actually couldn't stay for the second half because he's like, oh, my mom tested positive for COVID, and the dude's like, yeah, you should probably go. He's like, okay, I'll get a test back, and I'll see you later, I suppose. And so he left. And so, yeah. Anyways, so it was mainly just me working with that girl counselor, and she was super social. She has Snapchat and shit. And I guess I could talk about what happened to her later on. But she had a little brother who went to this camp, and he would try to accuse me of like, you like my sister, man. And I'm like, no, I do not. But I definitely do not like your sister. She's not even my type. But she's also 15, and I'm 19, and we're just chill. Like, I'm chill with over the summer. The big advantage of being switched camps like practically every week is you get to meet so many counselors and become so chill with them. And we'll get into more of that in the next week too, because the next week is probably some of the most fun counselors I've ever worked with. Next 2 weeks, because I actually worked at the next camp for 2 weeks in the summer. But I guess I could sail across this ocean. Why not? And so, oh, there's a coral reef. That's actually super sick. So, anyways, oh man, there was the kids from this group were less memorable to me because we were only with them in the PM and we'd only see them like sometimes in the AM. But there you know, I remember this really fat white blonde girl. I remember she always had, like all these like random like marks on her, not like abuse marks. Don't worry, just like like cuts from like being like a stupid kid. I remember I'd look at the girl counselor I always talked to, and I always be like, "What the fuck? What is this girl up to, bro?" Laugh about it. This is the place where the counselors were the most chill, by the way. They were the most chill at this place. They were all young too, as fuck. Like most of them were the average age of a counselor was 15. And anyways, she would always get us popsicles, which honestly I disagree with because I remember the boss dude was like, save the popsicles for a different time, because save the popsicles for like the Friday, because the Friday that I happened to be here was week 6, and this place had like 3-week sessions, and so it would be the last day for most of these kids. So save the popsicles for that day. But she'd always be like, we'd be at the park nearby, and she'd be like, okay, I'm gonna go get us popsicles. And I was like, okay, well, she'd get the popsicles. I'd be like, well, you already got the popsicles. I'm not going to deny them now. But anyways, so I think I mentioned this earlier. I had this kid who was like Blasian. Yes, I'm being racist again. If my bosses ever saw this, I would immediately never be rehired again, by the way. But this Blasian kid, he, according to the counselors, at the start of the summer he was super chill, but the week I came, he was crazy. I think I talked about my first day. He was the first kid I met from this camp. He acted super crazy. He reminded me of my old roommate, who was also Blasian, which already was kind of a bad look because my old roommate sucked. And actually, I see that guy all the time. I think I probably saw that guy 2 days ago. He lives in my hall, which is very unlucky, on the same floor as me. But thankfully not on the same section. But the same floor and same hall is pretty unlucky, right? I see that guy around anyways. Should we go fight this trident creature? We had a bad experience on the same world with one, if you remember correctly. No ways there are 2 in a row. There are trident dudes. Actually, this is super risky now, just because there's 2 in a row. That's pretty bad for your shield to have it keep opening for this. It's pretty unlikely I'll get it from this guy. Where's the other one at? Oh. Okay, come here, buddy. See? Nothing. Well, I don't even have fucking... be fair, I don't have looting. But even with looting on SMPs, I've never gotten it. And the chance isn't extremely low, so I've been pretty unlucky on SMPs when I have looting. I just never gonna try it legit. Which really sucks. It's like even more... I think it's actually not that unlikely. I think wither skulls are less likely, but they're so hard to find, so it makes it kind of annoying. Anyways, let's keep going. Ooh, it might be a desert. Oh no, I think we found a legit desert. Let's go. I think I can see the cactus up there. Yeah, it's rare. Deserts are kind of rare in the new version, 1.18 chunks. This is my least favorite thing. My least favorite thing is they made jungles too common and deserts too rare. I liked how it used to be with jungles being rare and then deserts being super common, or at least somewhat common. Oh, but it's connected to a mesa, so it's kind of like a fake desert, which kind of sucks. Anyways, so But there was one kid who looked very familiar to me, but he wasn't like he looked like this girl that. So I talked about this girl who went to this camp. So the first week of the summer, this girl she went to this camp that I had been to as a kid 3 years. I think I went in 2013, 2014, 2016. And she was at the main camp I worked at for the for the second and third week. She was at the second and third week. She was there. Why am I fucking stuttering saying this? It should be pretty easy to say. And anyways, she was at this, and I talked with her before, and I said, remember her, she's gonna be important. This is why she's important. And I was like, this guy really looks like he's related to her. Like he looks like a younger girl or a younger boy version, and he sounds the same too. I'm like, okay, did your sister go? And he's like, yes. I'm like, okay, so great. You are siblings with this girl I used to talk to a lot at a different camp. Okay? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, whoa. Isn't that a nice coincidence, huh? Isn't that a nice coincidence, huh? And so I was super happy about that. And because me and this kid became friendly. And he's sort of like the K kid. But here's the thing. The K kid was only around in the mornings. And they were about the same size too, these two. And he was around in the mornings, but I was only with this kid in the afternoon, so like I kind of like split up a little bit. And he was like, "Oh yeah, I'll tell my sister about you, see if she remembers you." And I'm like, "Awesome, whatever. I don't really care, but like, yeah, awesome." And in the afternoons, I usually spent the kids I usually talked to the most were. So the girl A, okay, the one who I said had big nose. We don't talk about this because that's not really, that's the only way I could describe her without it being like, or in a unique way. Like I think she might have had red hair, she might have been like a partial redhead, but that would be confusing because then there was the girl K's sister was also a redhead and was definitely a redhead. Like she was like obviously a redhead. Well, this girl I think might be blonde when she's older, but. Anyways, yeah, this girl A, she actually looks a lot like a girl I had a discussion section with this semester. And while the discussion session's over now, in fact, the whole class is over. I already finished the exam for it. I remember, like, on the first and second day, I'm like, oh my god, she looks just like an older version of that girl. Like, unironically, they might even be related, you never know. But anyways, yeah, it was mostly her and her friend who was a girl who had gone, we'll call her M, okay? who went to the camp I was at, but for 4 weeks. But I never talked to her. Like, I barely did. And so it's super weird, like, actually, like, talking to her. But, you know, sometimes kids, if they're not in your group, you don't talk to them. But if they're in your group, you talk to them. That's how it works. But, so, yeah, that Tuesday, my foot hurts so bad, dude. You don't even know. And so, at the end of the day, at 4 o'clock, which this camp for some reason ended the latest, but it means it also started the latest. It ended like 30 minutes later than most of the camps usually are. Wow, that's pretty slow. This is a desert mixed with a mesa. I actually kind of like it. This would be a cool area, just like build something on like an SMP. Not really in a survival world though. Don't really want the string. Yeah, I'll take it anyways. I'll dump it away if I don't need it later. The melon seed I just got's pretty useful though, although I already have found a jungle technically. I think this is a really cool area we're in right now. Our armor is starting to get a little low though. We do need to get more diamonds, that's one thing we need. Anyways, I'll keep talking, whatever. I want to finish the story today, but it's only 2:30, I can stream for a lot more. It's cold outside. I don't really want to go out. I felt bad. I wanted to go outside today, but it's like 38 degrees. 38 degrees I consider to be like bad. When it's like 40 degrees tomorrow, maybe I'll go outside and go on like a walk to a park or whatever. But not a lot of people are out anymore because of the weather, you know? It's kind of how things work, bruh. Desert temple. Okay, there we go. Now we found like this is a real desert now. This isn't like a fake desert. Like, I'll tell you. What's an example of fake desert? This is technically desert. That's fake. It's just a border desert. This is sort of fake, but this is all real now we're in. I built on Lork. Lork's probably the only SMP we've ever had people build in the desert, like build like their main base. Me and Warcry's like actually building a nice base in the desert. Too bad I don't have the world save. At least I don't think I do. Oh, okay. I thought I was running out of food for a second. Let's continue. So, I actually had to limp all the way home, and it took like twice as long as it should have to get home. Because I lived pretty close nearby this place. It wasn't the closest. The main camp I worked at for the first 4, technically 5 weeks, was the closest one. It was very close to my house. But this one wasn't as close, but it was still pretty close. Because all the other ones, or no, the one I worked on the next week after this one also was pretty close. But some of the ones I worked, the one I worked at was far. The two I worked at, the one I worked at for like half a day, and okay, we need that. Why are these all actually good? Okay, the Depth Strider 2 broke the good binge, but these are all still. Well, now this is actually actually good. That's actually good. That's like the only actually good thing that's in here. Okay, you can keep the string, to be honest, and the flint. No, looting 3 is good too. Impaling 3, I'm not so sure. I don't know anything about it. Unless you can have the potatoes. And some people might say you should take the TNT too. Maybe I will take the TNT. Let me think. Yeah, I just have this stupid chicken that I can just burn real fast. I can get my hunger up real fast. This is called spamming keyboard until your hunger goes. When I want my hunger to go, it won't go. Fuck. Just my luck. Just my luck. Yeah, let's keep the bones. Or put the bones away. Fuck it. Okay, then what do we pick up that we don't need? Okay, we picked up this. Should there be 9? Yeah. Oh, I had the sandstone the whole time. This has like a little chance of giving you hunger. Didn't happen. It's like the opposite of round flesh. Round flesh has a very high chance of giving you hunger and very low chance of giving you nothing. And chicken has a very high chance of giving you nothing, but very low chance of giving you hunger. You know, deserts are actually one of my most favorite biomes that I don't really explore that much, you know? Like, deserts are just chill, in my opinion. I actually think they're a decent biome. But now that they're so rare, I never really visit them that much. I actually wouldn't mind building like my Hearth Season 7 base or something in like a desert. I mean, obviously I guess there's Chaotic's Saloon in a desert, but Chaotic Saloon should have been built in like one of these, in the mesas. It shouldn't have been built in a desert, because the mesa is technically kind of the more western theme. But I don't blame her, like, there's no real mesas near spawn, so... Season 2, Hearth SMP Season 2 actually spawned in a mesa, believe it or not. Season 1, I don't remember there being many mesas, but there was, technically. Season 3 also probably had a mesa. Season 3, shittiest season in my opinion. I think had a mesa nearby. Okay, I keep forgetting about the fucking story, dude. Actually, telling the story, weirdly enough, makes me kind of sad. It's like, you know, it was such a good time. But Such a good time. So yeah, I sprained my ankle. I walked home, and the worst part is I had to visit my main boss, my regular boss. I had to drop her off some papers this week, and so I ended up going to. Which this is the I think I mentioned this is the only camp that I actually never went to. It was the second biggest camp next to the one I worked at for the first 3 weeks, first 4 or 5 weeks, whatever. And this is the only camp I didn't work at. And I actually knew a lot of counselors who were there, which I'll probably get into later. I knew a lot of the counselors who worked there. And so I arrived there, and since this camp got out at 4, it was kind of like, plus I had to like, fucking like, you know, walk with a foot that does not work, you know. I show up too late, but there was this one girl who was actually really good looking, who I remember from the counselor training, and she was there, and I was like, she was there, whatever, being a counselor to kids. I was like, oh, you know where the main boss is? She's like, oh, nope, sorry. And I was like, oh. But yeah, this place had a lot of camps running at once. This is the place with the most camps running, and one of the counselors I knew, which I probably talked about that way earlier on, but I'll bring it up later when it's relevant again. And so I was like, oh, turned in my papers, and then went back home. And so over these couple weeks in July, I've been watching the show His Dark Materials with my mom. I always watch the show with my mom. Okay, it sounds like a wholesome thing. It partially is. It's a nice thing. We watch TV shows with our parents, okay? My mom and I recently finished Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, and I thought it was pretty good, I'm not going to lie, but it has a lot of haters despite that. It's the most underrated. It's my hot take is I like the Rings of Power, okay? Back then we were watching like every night, but there's so many episodes of like His Dark Materials, and I remember I had a cast on my foot, a little mini cast, and I had ice on it. It was really bad. Like at this point it was really bad. I remember being shocked. Like I was like, how was it that earlier, directly after the sprained ankle, I felt fine. I was able to walk around. Because now, if I even like barely put pressure on it, it would hurt so bad. Like it would hurt so bad. I thought it was very interesting that I was originally able to. I was like, I was still able to do activities directly after. And my parents were like, look, all right, bro, if you want this to heal, you'll have to like let it freeze for a long time. And I should have really streamed that night or done some recording shit. But as you know, this summer I barely did any streaming. I felt so tired after work. My energy levels are so low. And I remember like sitting in my room, and I think I took a nap or something like that, because when I woke up shortly after, it had healed finally. But I remember like being on my computer and having it on my desk. I'm literally mocking the position right now, in a straightforward position, and it healed up, and I was really happy because the next day was beach day. Beach day 1, actually, believe it or not. Oh, there's a jungle. Let's go. I just wanted to explore until we found the edge of the mesa. This is a pretty huge mesa. Most mesas are pretty small. Actually, I think they're big, actually. Never mind. Anyways, because the next day was beach day, and my parents were like, look, you might have to honestly call it off if you can't even walk, because you can't even walk. I was like, no, I don't want to. And so, beach day 1 out of 2 for this week happened. So it was the Wednesday. I think I probably already described a lot of this, but I'm going into more detail now. I probably described a lot of this in the last stream, but it was beach day. We went in the morning, and this was the only time that the group we usually hang out with in the afternoon merged with our group, and we all went. So we had the morning kids meet the kids in the afternoon, pretty much. It was pretty nice. And, oh yes, jungle. Thick jungle. Might be connected to this one, actually. These chunks are like glitch loaded. I load these, but like, this is how I got down here originally, but I didn't have the map, so I don't know why it's all loaded. It's so weird that it's all loaded. I think it's actually a cool feature, believe it or not. But here we are in the jungle. You know how we found a desert temple? Our next step is to find a jungle temple, baby. Jungles are my favorite biome, but I feel like they've ruined them now. But this one looks huge. The issue is they made jungles, they can spawn really tiny now. That's one of my huge issues with the new jungles. Was this just a lake? Well, I can't check either way. I forgot. No, you see how the jungle ends there? I don't like that. Me no likey. I miss the old days when jungles were huge. But, anyways. we had to walk to the beach. And so we decided to start it out. It's in the morning, by the way, not in the afternoon. So I just started out where we were at the park. And we're like, okay, we're going to be at the park. I'm also going to take my parrot, by the way, and probably bring it back. We're at the park nearby. Because when I'm underwater, the drown tracks me, but when I'm on surface, it doesn't. And they're like, alright, everyone partner up, whatever. And so, we'll walk. And then the counselor dude I knew from middle school, he was like the kind of like the experienced counselor, so he would like lead us and teach us how to walk to the beach. And we would just like make sure everything's all good. And so like, alright, everyone needs a partner. And to the kids, obviously. And I guess some kids partnered up with counselors. Like, there was this one girl counselor who was probably only 14 years old because she was only around in the mornings, and she was part of the other group. And I actually never really got to talk. And apparently she was originally with the people I worked with, but then they did the switch up. Because the week I showed up, y'all, I hope you guys understand, they had to switch everything up. That's the main reason why they needed me there, because one counselor, who's like a major one, was on like vacation or some shit. He came back like the next week, I'm pretty sure, I heard, and he was there the previous weeks, but he just wasn't here this week. And so they needed someone to replace him, obviously, and that's kind of where I came in. They had me as like a quote-unquote aide to like help out this one kid. So yeah, I forgot, this kid I paid pretty much zero attention to because he didn't even need the attention. It's just his parents going to the counselors like SJWs, and they wanted an aide for this dude. He really only cried once. Like, he did not need my help. He did cry one time, though. I think it was probably on the Thursday. And I remember being, like, there comforting him, like, oh. But yeah, he was a very quiet kid. He didn't even like me. Like, I tried to talk to him. Nope. He's a little... He was like a little white redhead kid. He's probably going to be, like, one of those big sports kids in a couple years. With, like, you know what I mean? Like, a frat boy. He's probably going to be a frat boy. But, yeah. Anyways. We were going to the beach, and they're like, okay, everyone partner up, whatever. And so I was talking about this girl counselor. I think she partnered up with the Blasian kid I had, who was always so misbehaving. Thankfully, I didn't really interact with that kid much beyond the first 2 days. Oh, no! No, she did not. Okay. You see, there's 2 beach days. That kid wasn't even there for this day, I don't think. And we were like, oh, thank God. But the other counselor, the white dude who's 15, who can stay for the afternoons, he wasn't here this day. And so it was the main counselors that like work with these kids was like me and the 14-year-old white boy. And obviously the black one. And that's the first time I think she actually met him because, why did I call it the black one? Fine. The girl one I talked to a lot. Okay, there you go. I don't want to be racist, y'all, okay? Let me kill this zombie quickly. I want to check chat in case anyone's been chatting. Oh, Mr. Impossible joined for like 2 seconds and deleted his message. But if he didn't delete it right away, then it probably was seeable on the side of the screen. The chat bar. I'm just doing a loop, I guess. I'll probably loop back to that place eventually. Yeah, probably I'll actually kind of make my way back. I'd rather explore the jungle. Why am I lagging so much? I don't know. Probably because I'm loading whatever the fuck this is. Maybe I'll find a panda and try taking a boat and it'll die, like what happened to Hearth SMP. On the latest stream, Hearth SMP, I did that. Which sucks, because pandas are very rare, so... Anyhow, anyway. Yeah, so that dude wasn't there. So we were a tiny bit short-staffed. We were missing a counselor. Because I think his parents had COVID, and I don't think he tested positive, but he just couldn't come that day. Oh, because his test results weren't back yet, I don't think. So he couldn't come that day. Alright, let me tame that parrot. Oh no, I got rid of my seeds! No! Oh, whatever will I do now? I guess I'll have to break some grass. Thorns. Oh god, baby. Ah! See, this is the size of most of the children I worked with, okay? Anyways. I don't really like the word children, though. I feel like children sounds old-fashioned. I feel like we need to, like, replace it with just kids, to be honest. Fuck. don't want to kill the parrot. Oh, that's exactly what just happened there. He got hit by Sweeping Edge. Which I don't even have Sweeper's Edge. It's like a Sweeping Edge effect sort of happened. Parrots are cute though, and they're the closest thing we have in Minecraft to owls, so I love them. You can't breed parrots though, which is a very weird thing. I always thought that was super weird that they didn't add a way to breed them. So they're pretty unsophisticated mobs, kind of like polar bears. When they first added, like 5 years ago now, I remember being so hyped. Like, because jungles used to be my favorite biome when they added more features to jungles, you know? And you kind of need a lot of seeds at once in order to pull these off. I did see that creeper there, don't worry, I'm not blind. At least not yet, unlike Gamer Eye. Too much digressions. I digress. You're gonna get crossbowed. Oh, Betsy. Well, I guess that's one way to solve the issue. And get me more seeds, I suppose. What are you guys doing out in land? I hear you. I hear you. But, anyways, I keep not telling. So, everyone partnered up, and obviously there's that girl Kay I got along with so well. I think, yeah, this morning I remember my boss was messaging me like, "Where'd you put the papers?" Like, funnily enough, I'm like, should I respond? Because, like, I know she'd be, technically I shouldn't be on my phone right now. I think I responded, but a little later. I'm like, you know, I don't want her to think that I'm on my phone all the time. But I don't think they cared about that. Because that was the boss was like, "Don't be on your phone during working." In a good way. She was a good boss. She wasn't a bad boss, you know. Like, I was like, what if this is a test? See, even if I respond right now telling her where my papers are, it's like, oh yeah, why are you on your phone? But no, that never happened. And we were at the park. I remember we do, before the beach days, we'd hit up the park. And that was a good choice. Fuck, where'd the bird go? No. Okay, we're near the creeper, so it's around here somewhere where the bird was. Give me that seed. No way 10 is not enough, dude. Come on. Pesky bird. I don't know if it's the same one, but... Dude, you're fucking kidding me. We're getting unlucky now. Before we were getting average luck, but now we're just unlucky. If I had a hoe, maybe I could actually speed this up. I'm pretty sure a hoe increases your chances. Come here, parrot. Finally. Now we're actually being chased by a creeper, I think. But the parrot will TP with me, don't worry. Okay, now we go this way. Leave this jungle, finally. Enter a safer biome where less mobs will be around, or at least less mobs will be avoidable easier because there's no vines and stuff in your way. Turn back and loop back into it, baby. Ah. I think we're above the jungle. We're actually farther away. We're so far away that the jungle we originally found with this parrot on live stream so long ago is closer. Or not with this parrot, with the jungle. How am I saying this? The jungle we found a long time ago is actually closer. Ooh, beehive. Anyways, so that girl Kay, I remember I was like, "Oh, you should partner up with your sister, whatever." She's like, "No, I want to be your partner." It was so wholesome, you know, little kids. She's holding your. She's just like, why am I saying this as if it's second person? She's like holding my hand, like, because they said you have to hold. I don't know if they said that, but I think people were holding hands with their partners, and so she held hands with me. I was like, you know, that's actually pretty wholesome. I'll let it happen, I suppose. You need to adjust to the times. No, you probably shouldn't adjust to the times. Come on, parrot. Let's go. Ignore the skelly bones. Let's sail. See how far we can sail, I mean. Sure, we can sail pretty far. And I felt a little bad because I think there was points where, like, I was like, yo, don't touch me. And I was, like, ripping my hand from her. I regret that, honestly, now. I should have been more accepting of it, to say the least. And so this first beach day, I'll tell you, was the less fun beach day. Which is actually kind of weird. And I actually don't remember a lot of details about it, believe it or not. A lot of the memories just kind of, come on, buddy, ride me. Ride me. A lot of the memories are kind of mixed with the second beach day, which I think I remember more of. But, yeah, so, yeah, anyways, I was her partner. God damn it, come over here, bird. I guess you're dead. Oh, you're definitely dead. Hey, buddy, come here. Why is it so hard? Usually it's not this hard, I swear. That's what she said. If I jump, will he get removed? Okay, he does. Yeah, fine. You have to come with me then. He'll come to me. Either he'll ride my shoulder or he'll get in the boat. Or he'll do neither. No, he will get in the boat. You actually fit 3 parrots in a boat at once because you can have 2 on your shoulders and 1 in the boat. I think I did that one time. I was transforming parrots back in like the 2nd season of GL, and then because of that, you know what happened? Fucking got moderate and camo killed them all. I was like, no, because I can only take so many at once. Anyways, so we walked to the beach. It was a super fun walk. You know, we had to beware of cars, obviously, but yeah, I walked to the beach, and then we actually, as you know, the beach is pretty near to where I worked the first week, and so when we were near, I remember telling Kay, cause I was like, "Yo, that's the place where I used to work at, and that's where you went to swim." And she was like, "Oh yeah," you know, such a smart kid this girl was, dude. Oh my god, and yeah, she was my partner, and so we arrived at the beach, and this first time. There's always a dude working at the beach who I know, and I always say hi to him. But he goes to my school too. I've known him since elementary school. He's not the dude who's cousins with a kid I was a counselor for. Not that dude. He's this dude who works at the beach who he actually met He met my first roommate, my frat boy roommate, at a college party one time. He's like, "Yo, I met your buddy Elliot." It's like, oh, that's wholesome, I suppose. But yeah, he only said hi to me like back, and that was it. And he only said hi. There's one time I passed by him and didn't say hi. I think it was actually the Friday I was there, and he didn't say anything. I was like, yeah, this guy doesn't really want to talk to me. But anyways, I don't think I've seen that guy this semester at college. So his sister goes to the same college too, twin sister. But I haven't seen her this semester either. I don't think. But anyways, and I forgot to mention there was a counselor here at this exact camp, who actually working at this camp that was actually going to he was about to start his freshman year at my university. And I talked to him a little bit about it. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm excited." And he somehow knew I was going there, and I've seen him. I've seen him a couple times. I saw him actually 3 days ago, believe it or not. Less than 3 days ago. 3 days ago from tonight. But unfortunately, I haven't spoken to him since I saw him. And I wanted to speak to him that time, but we took a different exit, so I never got to. Oh yeah, I remember now. This is next to like a mega taiga. I remember taming parrots around here. Or around here might be one of those 2 areas, but there's an abandoned village there. Now hitting another jungle. Cool, I'm fine with that. My FPS is very low now. I'm skipping out on this this thing, and the reason why is I think there's a mesa down below there too. Might be connected to this one because I have my parrot with me. I don't want to risk it now. You know. Before I was willing to risk it, but now I'm not willing to risk it. Risk dying or whatever, and have my parrot die. But anyway, I really don't remember much about this day at all. Sadly, I don't remember much about this day. That's all I can say. Or at least, like this beach day, because I remember more about the second beach day. But oh, there was a thing. We saw a hawk. Yeah, it was the first beach day. we saw a hawk on a branch. Took a lot of photos of it. It was super cool. It was like moving around. It's like slightly like it's like doing like a little dot 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 on the branch. It stayed there surprisingly despite all the kids screaming at it. But yeah, we went swimming. I think we had a decent time. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, so we had a little less counselors this time. We went swimming, and we obviously did the buddy system thing, which is a pretty classic camp thing, at least from where I'm from. I guess we're gonna connect up back to that old mega taiga. So I might as well do it. Visit chunks I've already been to. That stream was done over 3 years ago, y'all. So like, I don't remember what happened, but I'm sure you can find it in the playlist. But, anyways, oh man, I can't. Earlier I was doing such a good job, but now I can't tell the story as well. So yeah, we had a good beach day. Anyways, I remember swimming around. That girl was my partner, and this day I had actually brought my sandals. Oh, my wonderful sandals. They're still at college. Every year I always have always have these sandals I have. Like last year I had these sandals that I remember I went to the previous summer. I had at St. Lucia, and so I always look at them, and they would be in my college room, and my college buddies would be around. I'm like, oh, these sandals were at St. Lucia. They got to meet some of those Scottish kids we got to hang out with. Those sandals were around for that. And then this year I bought these green sandals in Florida, and I remember they were with me pretty much all the beach days I did over the summer. And so I was like, and so now I'm looking at it as it sits in my room, like, oh, these sandals, they got to meet some of my kids I was a counselor for. And now they're here. And I guess the cycle will continue. Eventually those sandals will get to go home. But I probably won't replace them like I did with the other ones. Yeah, so I have a weird attachment with like minor objects like shoes and bags and like not like oh my god, it's a Gucci bag. It's like, oh, this bag I've had since 2019 or 2015. I've had nothing from 2015, but some of my friends do. One of my friends has a watch, he says, from like a couple years back. So that's cool, man. That's cool. I'm actually holding this powdered snow bucket, believe it or not. Careful, bird. I don't want you to die, though. There's probably that below this. There's probably a thingy. Oh, what's it called? There's probably ancient city, but we're too early game for that shit. Really shouldn't do ancient cities until you get Elytra. That's my only. You can do Woodland Mansions and shit. I actually plan on doing a Woodland Mansion, but probably shouldn't start on ancient cities until you get Elytra. I'm not gonna get those saplings because they're only 2. That would be useful. Huh. Oh well, probably gotta hurry out of here then. Don't want to get burned. This forest fire could actually burn this entire forest, and I don't want to interfere with it, so. Oh, actually a large roof forest. That's actually kind of rare. Off the side of a jungle, too. Is anyone talking chat? No. We've actually been streaming for an hour 13, which it felt a little longer, honestly. Well, let me check quickly just in case it hadn't loaded. No, it's definitely been an hour 15. Sometimes it shows like it from the last time I tapped out, and then it'll like update like 4 seconds later. Like it'll say 50 minutes, and it'll update to like an hour 20 or whatever. But not in that case. Oh man, sorry. We did get this God apple though. It's pretty rare. Could never find one on Hearth SMP. Well, of course, my luck on here is so good. Boot. So it was a really good beach day, and I brought my sandals and stuff. But I would never bring a towel to my beach days. It's like super hot. I don't need to. Plus, it'd be really annoying to fit that in my bag. And so guess what? This girl Kay was like, "Oh, you can use my towel. It's okay, but not like to dry off. To be actually." I don't remember, but all I know is I at least use it to sit on, which that sounds inappropriate, but trust me, it's not. It's not. No one give a shit anyways. It's like, what? Like it's a fucking towel that you put on the sand, and I only used it when I just needed to like dry off lightly or some shit. I don't know. But I could see how someone could probably think that's inappropriate, but it's not. But Yeah, we had such a good time in the water, I remember. Yeah, these are definitely new chunks because it's just loading. God damn it. Baby's around? Where'd my parrot go? Actually, I might have lost him. I might have moved a little too fast. No, we're good. I was waiting for him to teleport. I had a feeling like... No fucking way. That's the first time this has ever happened to me in survival Minecraft ever. I always knew it was possible, but finding a woodland mansion on accident has never happened to me, and the odds are so hard. Huh. We just found a woodland mansion on accident. That's amazing. So one of the most fun memories I have from one of the survival worlds I did back in like 2016 is I went on a huge journey to find a woodland mansion. I traveled out to a cartographer, and the woodland mansion was thousands of blocks away, which is I probably actually traveled thousands of blocks this trip, but back then it felt like a lot of blocks away. And I traveled out to the woodland mansion with my horse. I did it somehow without dying. I set up like a fortress nearby on a mountain, and I remember after that I started like building paths, and I actually started like making the area my home. It was a really fun survival world. And eventually I went back to my main base, and I didn't have a waypoint map or anything. I didn't even have access to F3 back then, so I had to like use my memory. It was actually a really fun adventure, and it was very risky and really rewarding when I somehow managed to find my way back to base. I didn't even know I could use my compass to find my way back then, but it was really fun. And I actually ended up being an idiot, and I like deleted the world one day because I got tired. I got bored, and I was in a really bad mood one day, so I just deleted it. That was really stupid of me. But anyways, it's super cool. There's one over here, and we found it by accident. That's super rare. Super hard to find stuff by accident, you know? So, I'm pretty proud of that. We are going to head back to our base, though. We're going to actually save that for a different stream, or even a video. You know, I'll probably save it for a video. It'll be a Sarfvival episode, because I think it'll make a good content. Once I have lost storage, I can record for like 2 hours. I think I'll do it. The Mega Woodland Mansion Adventure. That would be so much fun. So guys, this is in early June. I was playing the Survival World a lot, right? And now it's early December. It's been 6 months since I played this a bunch. I remember I went to my friend's house. Yeah. Well, I gotta text someone something quickly. Oh, never mind. I can't text them. They can send me an email. Still gotta work on school stuff, unfortunately, but it's only for 3 technically. But pretty much done with one of my bio stuff. So like I remember the time I found a stronghold on accident with war cries a couple years back. But 3 years ago, I thought that was cool, but I think it's even rarer to find yeah, I remember I entered the ravine, it's like, oh, it's a stronghold here, what the fuck? But finding a woodland mansion accent, even though it's on surface, is pretty hard. It's probably easier to find an ancient city than it is to find a woodland mansion. You probably just have to explore a bunch of roof forests, and you'll probably eventually find a woodland mansion. But this was like back in like 2016 when they first added it. I remember thinking that like, it never happened until recently. But anyways, I should probably continue this. Oh, Mr. Beast just uploaded a main channel. He uploaded like last week too. He uploaded 37 days ago, so it's pretty rare. He actually records something in Antarctica with the Dream Team. I might record a reaction to that one. I don't know. I usually don't do reactions to Mr. Beast videos, but Mr. Beast is awesome. He's blown up so much. I'm so happy for him. Because I used to know him back when he was like, or I knew his channel back when he was doing like Asian Sticker back in like 2017. And he was like only getting like 400k views per video. Which isn't bad, but like compared to like 40 million views per video, that's not a lot. Dude literally gets 100 times the views now. And I actually know his rise to fame. Like I follow him. Like he one day decided to upload a video where he like donated like a bunch of money to a homeless guy, and that blew up. And so he at first didn't raise the stakes. He first continued doing his regular content, and then he did a video where he raised it a little bit, and then that blew up. And so he started like just becoming the guy who was a philanthropist, and then that's how Mr. Beast became big. But I'm really distracting myself from the fucking story I was telling. I gotta at least finish this week before ending the stream. Which I shall do. And I always sometimes like cough in tunes like the Mario do 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 do. We had a really fun time that day, playing in the water and shit. And I think, yeah, we had the young counselor kid, dude, pretty much. He's actually really young. He's a lot younger than I think he is. Like, he's the age of this one girl I know, who, and I realized like, oh, he's that young. He's about to start middle school or about to start high school back then. That's pretty young. Just run. I have no idea where we are now. We were gonna head straight, but then we ran to the mansion and then we just like curved. Yeah, we'll hit this. We're about to hit old chunks though. Let's go. Woohoo! Okay, so there's a little ocean here. This is probably a chunk border then between old chunks and new chunks. You just shoot my bird, you fucker. I think you did. Fucker. Makes the creeper sound. It's always super cool when the parrots imitate sounds. Ooh, there's a nice little village here. It's not like a ghetto. Woohoo! Anyways, so we had a fun time in the water. I think whenever we're in the water at camps, you have to like surround it, and so the counselors always have to be like the borders of the area where the kids could swim. But I think we had enough people so like I could swap out. So I think I swapped out a couple. I can't remember if this was on the first beach day or the second beach day though. But I swapped out with the young counselor I think, and I got to play with that girl Kay in the water a bit. It's super nice. But yeah, I don't think I played. We did some stuff on the second beach day, which I'll probably go over later. But I don't think we did that much this first beach day. Yep, this first beach day was super chill though. I remember at the end, drying off, and then, yeah, I remember we left. We walked back. We had a good time walking back. We took a different route back, which is weird. And one issue was the kids weren't moving like fast enough. You know, get away from me, you fucking bastard. And so, like, we're like, whoa, what do we do? What do we do? How do we get them to walk faster? Like, this is actually a serious issue. It's a serious issue, man. Serious issue. Okay, now we're about to end. Now we're actually in chunks that have been, like, pretty much previously loaded. So these are old chunks now. And so it was a serious issue. And so this is one thing I think I actually might have mentioned this in the other. Again, I'm pretty much going over everything in more detail than I did last time I was telling this, but I came up with an idea that. And by the way, if I did remember about 2 months ago when I was telling this in October more about the first beach day, and I told about it, that's good. So if I already did tell stuff that I don't remember now, good. But I literally do not remember much about this beach day. But I remember I was like, hey, I just said this for fun. There was always this dinosaur that was up in the mornings, so it was still up around this time. Because there was a golf camp that was like with the golf course right by our camp. That always had this like giant dinosaur up, and so I was like, I don't think I 100% got the idea from there. And I'm like, all right, kids. I said all the kids, there's a giant dinosaur chasing you. And boom, that made them move fast. In fact, it's probably a little too fast. They're kind of running. But it worked. And they were all leaving. And, of course, the girl Kay I was with, despite being like 7 years old, I'm pretty sure she was like, you know, that won't work on me. It was so funny. Like, I thought it was funny. And so then we got back. And so, yeah, we all had kids change back out of their suits. I think I probably kept my swimsuit's pretty nice. I actually brought it home for... It had been college because I went to the pool a couple times, or a pool at my school, but I brought it home because I think when I'm in Dubai I might need it, you never know. But yeah, I usually keep my swimsuit on for most of the days I work because it's pretty much just like shorts that are like more comfortable, you know? You know, to people, the only thing is you aren't wearing underwear under there, but it doesn't really make a difference. It doesn't matter that much. But yeah, it was a really good time that day. And obviously there was the second half of the day where we weren't at the beach and we were just at camp, and I don't know what we did. I think we probably played some. There was a day I think that it was in the afternoons, so obviously my favorite kid was gone, sad face, but it was in the afternoons that we we played like where you set up a fort, and then it's like you have dodge. It was 2 teams, so it was us versus the other young kid group, and so my group versus the other young kid group, and we would like. You'd have to like throw dodgeballs at their forts and destroy them. And there's one big ball, and the kids always want to turn with the big ball. And for the first round, I was the first person to get the big ball. Oh, I got another email. Hold on. I always get the big ball, or I got the big ball in this one case. And I was the first person to get it, and I threw it once at the enemy's fort and destroyed it immediately. And like, all the kids were cheering. I was a hero for like fucking 10 minutes. And then, anyways, I thought we were gonna win all the rounds because of that. I'm pretty sure that's the only round we ended up winning, because then what happened after that was, for some reason, the counselor that I had known from like middle school and shit, even though he was technically part of our group, he joined their group to balance out the teams. And let's say they destroyed us from there on. Let's say they destroyed us from there on. And I just remember something I forgot to mention from this camp. I think I'll mention it the next day, because I'm not sure if it happened on the Tuesday or the Thursday. But it happened on one of those days. It didn't happen on like Wednesday or the Friday. Definitely didn't happen the last Friday. Help me out, buddy. Thank you. Okay, you need to die. You have gold armor, which makes you kind of more dangerous. What moon was it? Was it a full moon? That explains it. Funny, I was there at Hard SMP last night, and I passed through a swamp and saw slimes, and I checked the moon. It was the exact same moon phase. It was a full moon. I'm like, oh. It was just setting, just like this. What happened there? What's weird is, mini slimes in Minecraft actually can't do damage to you, so a lot of people would like keep them as pets. But they still act aggressive, they still like try to walk towards you and shit. Ah, fuck. Get rid of that. We're actually low on food though, we actually need to like get food. Magma creams, however, the baby magma creams can attack you. But yeah, I think they're stupid pets. I literally do not give a shit about keeping them. People always have like Jerry and crap. Jerry the slime, whatever. Like Captain Sparkle was supposed to do to Jerry the slime, but yeah, they end up dying usually, and it's just like, nah, I don't want one. I don't have a name tag on me anyways. Plus they're so slow. But these slime balls will be useful, because slime balls early game are super hard to get. But then people do their little slime farms, and all of a sudden they're not hard to get anymore. Okay, we're almost back. Only issues, we don't have any food now, so. We're actually in already loaded chunks. You can kind of tell these are old chunks. Like, look at how weird the swamp is. It's weird. Like, I actually, like, I know that seems like a waste of a gap, but I kind of have so many, I don't really give a shit. The absorption's probably a waste, though. Nah, I won't kill you. I guess I could just walk. It'll take longer, but I won't lose hunger that fast. But yeah, it was a really fun time. But the counselor I knew from middle school, he should have been on our team, because he's like kind of like assigned with us, but he joined their team, and then they crushed us. They like absolutely destroyed us like every other round, pretty much. And we had kids try to throw, and I tried throwing, and it didn't work out. Now there are a couple of obscure memories. I think this is probably from this Wednesday. I remember there were kids trading Pokemon cards, and one kid was really sad because he made a bad trade. He wanted to undo it, and the kid was like, no. And I had to interfere. And there was one time there's like older... So there were other groups, hope you know. There were other groups. There were like older kid groups. One of them was, remember how I mentioned there was like a sibling of one of that girl counselor who went there? He was like in a different group. An older kid group, for example, for like 13-year-olds. And there was actually a situation on them in that. Like, where like, I think there was like an inappropriate situation between like a group of girls and a group of boys and like the 13-year-old kid group. And I was not informed on it, but I remember like the head director talking to some of the older counselors who worked with them, and he's like, yeah, you guys, I think they were 12-year-olds, not 13-year-olds, but, and they only let the older counselors work with like the 12-year-olds, because like, I remember the 13 or the really young counselor I worked with who was only just turned 14. He's like, yeah, it'd be weird if I was like their counselor, like not even 2 years older than them. And I probably could have been with them, but I'm really happy I was with the younger kids. But because in the next camp I get to work at, or I worked at after this, actually had a lot of older kids. They weren't 12, they were like 11 and 10, but still. And I'll tell you, I kind of prefer younger kids, to be honest. Sure, they're a little more like annoying to deal with, but they're more fun. Also, I need to turn this music down. Holy shit! But yeah, we had a really fun game. You see, this was probably destroyed by me. That tree. I don't see what else could have happened to that tree. Well, we're actually right by it, actually. Like, it's over there. There's a mountain I see, which is, like, right next to it. Whoa. Wasn't a bad journey. Finding that Willow Mansion was definitely chill. The issues we were running out of food until just now. And now we are actually out of food. Back home, though, it's going to be a little nice to be. Nice place to be is home. I'll tell you that right now. But yeah, I had a lot of fun times playing these games. We played a lot of dodgeball in the afternoons, I remember. I remember one time we did this really chaotic one. We were on, like, the way south side of the gym. We had, like, no space. And it was, like, dodgeball, but, like, if you get someone out, they switch teams. I guess the only way you win is, like, there's no one left on one side. And so it was really crazy. You'd always be facing off a bunch of little kids, and they'd be on your team, and they'd not be on your team, and then they'd be not on your team, and then they'd be on your team. You know, it's, like, super weird, but it was really fun. I love dodgeball. Dodgeball and Capture the Flag are two of my favorite game modes. I actually got to play them both over this summer. The Capture the Flag story we won't get to yet. It was at a different camp, or the final camp I worked at. But those are my two favorite games as kids, and getting to play so much dodgeball is just so satisfying. You know, I probably won't ever work at that camp again, but if they want to send me back there next summer, in some weird case, if I even work next summer, I'd be down. I wouldn't actually complain. And so that one counselor I worked with that I really didn't like, she was telling an aide, was right. Sports camp really was the place for me and my energy. I'll tell you right now, this is the most fun place I worked at, this place. So, anyways, we had a lot of good times. We also went to the park one time. I remember, like, I think it was probably that Thursday. Yeah, I think it was probably that Thursday, or that Wednesday, sorry. I think it probably was that Wednesday. Oh, I somehow missed it. I was about to skip past it. Hold on, I'm taking a temporary break to see what this is. Yeah, there's more FIFA stuff happening right now. But yeah, that Wednesday was a good day, honestly. Look, here's my wall. Parrot, we made it home. I think I actually tamed this parrot like a long time ago. I think I tamed this parrot around here. Where was it? It was like before an ocean. Yeah, I think I tamed this parrot around here, which was super far away. Now we're already back. It's funny though, I had no idea what side of the village. Okay, now I know what side the village is on. This is the first village. We first found this village first, and then we found that village second. But I had always wanted to build up. I had always wanted to build up a fortified village, so that's why I love this project so much. Even though I started like 2 years ago, I still haven't made much progress on it over the years. But yeah, it was a really fun day that Wednesday. I can tell you though, after work, I do not remember what happened. I don't think I did shit. And then came the next day, the Thursday. And this is probably arcanely the most fun day. The Thursday. So this day was a little cray-cray, if you get what I'm saying, AA. You probably do not get what I'm saying, but it was a cray-cray day, nonetheless. So, at the start of the day, it was just a normal day, no beach, nothing like that. You know, we hung around the park a bit. I think I had done some, it might have been on the Tuesday actually this happened, but, or even the first Monday. No, it was probably the Tuesday or this Thursday. But we did a lot of thumb wars, and I always play with that girl Kay, and she actually kept on beating me. Like, I would be trying to win. Like, we also did arm wrestling. I destroyed every kid I tried. Some kids I let win, but it was very rare. I was not the type of dude who just let kids win. You know what I mean? But we did Thumb Wars, and she actually kept beating me. Actually, like, I could not win Thumb Wars at all. Sarfnic could not beat a fucking little girl at Thumb Wars. And so eventually I kind of figured out the strat, and I finally started to beat her. But it was, like, really, not embarrassing, but I thought it was super funny. Like, I don't give a shit. I actually was doing, with Hobbswin recently, I was doing Thumb Wars. You know, Hobbswin and this girl, if they ever met, I mean, I knew them both in July, I guess. So that was, if they ever met, it would be fun, those two. But yeah, we had a good time from doing some Thumb Wars. I think one time we were at a tree. We were at, like, the base of, there's this tree that I remember climbing many years ago at the park that we always were right by for this camp, and I thought it was cool because they were climbing it, and probably shouldn't have let them do that, but the other counselors didn't give a shit, and they're the ones really in charge. So who gives? I don't care either. Then, but yeah, they always be climbing this. They were climbing this tree, and then they ended up picking up thorns from it. And we were doing Thumb Wars here, and then some kids would, like, pluck the thorns into other kids and counselors, and it would actually cause, like, a second of pain. So we had to get them to stop that. But yeah, good times, good times, good times. Never gonna forget those times, actually. But that Thursday was chill. I remember we were chilling by, like, this is a little. I used to actually play baseball here, believe it or not. And my family was sometimes come out here and play baseball. This little baseball area, and there's, like, a baseball field, and, like, then there's, like, stands. It's very small though. And we were just chilling there. I was talking to that girl, and we were having a good time. We're just chilling. And then, yeah, I think in the afternoon, right before lunch, her nanny came to pick her up as it was every day. You know, her and her sister or whatever. They have two dads, which I thought was cool. They have two dads. And she calls her dads dad and daddy. Like, there's two different ones. And I thought that was cool because I actually have two friends who also have two dads who are gay. So that's a given. And I'm a strong supporter of the LGBT community, guys. Don't worry. strong supporter of the LGBT community. For someone who's independent like me, sides with the right on some stuff. I do not side with the right on their, like, hatred for gay people. I do not agree with that shit at all. And plus, the friends I just mentioned, their parents are gay, but also, they're right winged. So, very rare right winged gay family, I guess. There, I always thought it was super weird at first when I first heard that. I'm like, wait, you're Republicans and you're gay? Because I used to be like a hardcore Democrat when I first met those guys, but those guys are actually going to be relevant for this day. We hung out with them that weekend, and we also hung out with them that day as well. So I'll get into that after. But yeah, I always thought it was cool that she had two dads, and she called him dad and daddy, because I'm like, oh, I know other people who do that too. And anyways, like, she had this babysitter, and the babysitter wasn't always the most attentive one. I talked to her, like, a couple times, I think. But you could tell she wasn't really that. She didn't really give a shit about these kids, bro. She was just hired to deal with them, nanny, whatever. And I think when they were at the original camp, I think they did stay for the afternoons, but that was, like, back in June. And since then they had, like, gone on, like, vacations and shit. And that girl Kay, while I was a smart kid, she was kind of young. I remember she was telling me, like, on the first day I think I met her on, like, that Monday, she was like, oh yeah, after I was at that camp for the first week, we went on vacation and stuff. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Where'd you go? She's like, I don't remember. And I was like, bruh. She was like, I just don't remember. It's like, bruh, less than a month ago you went on vacation, and you don't even remember where you went? And it was like some state they drove out to, I don't know. But she also gave me her address too, like, on the first day I met her, by the way. Like, she was just saying it to a bunch of kids, and I was like, what am I going to do with that information? Obviously I don't remember it. What the fuck? I think I did talk about this in the last stream. I think I might remember the name of the street she was at, but only because it's like it's like a famous name. It's like a really common name. But I don't know. Either way, I don't give a shit. I'm not gonna do anything with that information. What the fuck? I don't want to know where you live. Trust me, I don't want to know. But that kid just said it out straight up. But anyways, I have no idea where it is anyways. But I'm not gonna say where it is, obviously. But it's like a name from Monopoly, so it's very easy to remember. I actually played Monopoly in November, and I fucking lost. But hey, I'm gonna play Monopoly this Christmas. Okay, I'm gonna win. Okay, don't worry. I like how I have all these foxes just like trapped here. They're screaming to be free. What are you holding in your mouth? Oh, feather, that's okay. Just wonder where you got that from. Aw, they want to be free. Maybe one day they'll be freed. But not today. I should probably sleep here before I respawn like thousands of blocks away. I'm like, no! No! Okay, over here is spawn, I think. So yeah, we pretty much traveled to a point where we probably could have gone back to spawn if we traveled the same distance. God, I took so many screenshots, y'all. I didn't take much screenshots this trip, but overall they all add up. And it shows in chat. But yeah, that Thursday was super fun. I remember the babysitter came to pick them up. And we did a vending machine at this camp, but for some reason no one was allowed to use it. This is the boss's orders until like until right when lunch started. And so they had to wait. Their parents had brought them money, and these two girls came out. Kay and her sister, who's like a redhead and is a nuts girl. She literally barks like a dog. I remember like when I first met her at at the original camp, she used to do that. And so I remember one time I asked her to do it, and she did it. I was like, you know, bark again. Like some kids are weird, man. Some kids fucking they're feral, dude. I don't even know what to say, but. They got Skittles, and this is my first time hearing about this. You know the Skittle lawsuit that's like, oh yeah, Skittles is not fit for human consumption. And I'm like, cool, don't give a shit. I literally have Skittles right here, actually. Let me eat these right now. I brought these up earlier. It's a wild berry, though. It's a wild berry flavor. But, yeah, it's like, oh really? Not for human consumption. Cool. I'm gonna do it anyways. Good. Yeah. Their babysitter had heard about that. And so, you know what she did to them? She's like, oh, well, you know, it's cool that you got this, oh, it's a good one. I didn't know which one I had. You know, you just bought these Skittles with your dad's money. Their dad gave them money. Or one of their dads, at least. I think I actually saw, because, you know, he would drop them off sometimes in, like, in a Jeep. And I remember the younger counts was like, look at them showing off, dude. It was actually so cute, honestly. Like, it's a Jeep. Like, there's, like... I think it's a Jeep or something like that. It's, like, camouflage, I think. And, like, it was, like, exposed to the surface. And, you know, you'd see them, like, hugging their dad and leaving. And then it was like, damn, they look like they have a good family thing going on there, you know? I guess they're all white, so... But... I'm eating now. See, now we're back at base, and now I'm not going to do anything now. Actually, if I'm smart, I should probably go find diamonds. Or work on enchantment progress. Yeah, we should probably work on enchantment progress if we're smart. Why is there some random dude in our backyard? Probably one of my brother's friends. That happened a few times this summer. It actually happened more like over the past couple of years. You just see some random dudes in my backyard, be like, oh, brother's friends. My face and random dude in the backyard. Seriously, I do not recognize this dude at all. It's some random guy who's throwing a football. Oh, I was gonna make the stick shit, or the shovel. I wanted to make a path. This. Okay, anyways. Does the stairs work still? Okay, they do. Eventually these chests won't be here, by the way. Oh, and I'll just build around them. Oh yeah, I was building like a weird path. Okay, there we go. Now it's connected. But yeah, very, very, very fun times indeed. They had the Skittles, and they just bought it. And she looked at them, she was like, "Okay, this is my first time hearing about it." I was just sitting there. No, we tend to sit at the bench, those counselors, while everyone's being picked up for before going out for lunch and shit. And these two were the only ones. Oh no, we had a third girl who needed to get picked up too. It's like random blonde girl. I remember chasing her around the tree one time. And there was also a boy that was only around in the day too, or in the morning. But I think one day you might have stayed in the afternoon. I'm not sure how the parents organize that shit though. But like, I mean, if a kid wants to stay in the afternoon, I won't snitch, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I'm good with that. But I remember. Yeah, like she was like, "Oh no, you can't have those Skittles. Did you not? There's a situation recently, and they've been proven to be bad." And the kids are just so quiet. I felt like bad for them. And she's like, "Don't worry, I'll buy you guys new ones." But I think they left anyways. It was like, damn, you know, I guess so. I mean, you better buy them new ones, dude. Like those kids, they wanted those Skittles really bad, man. You know, like you better, but. I don't know. Sometimes I really think I might make a better babysitter than some other babysitters are. Because you never know until you do it. Red sand. I probably found a mesa before. I think there was probably a mesa at spawn a long time ago I found. During one of the Sarfvival videos. Guess we'll keep working on the house while we're here. The floor is made out of cobblestone. I guess I decided to do that. Don't remember making a decision, but I suppose I decided to make the decision. Anyhow, so it was. Okay, I'm gonna finish up this week and then I'm ending this because there's no way I can continue this stream for that long. You know, I really thought I'd finish the story now, but no. So just remember that. The second half of the Thursday, I barely. No, I do remember this one. This was the fun part. Okay, so. The second half of this Thursday I worked for. We went to the park for a long time, and for some reason, some kids wanted to ride some counselors. So, by the way, on this Thursday, that counselor that was gone, he came back. I think he was good on COVID, but he still had to be gone for that Wednesday for some reason. And so, it was just me and him, and then this girl counselor that I got along with pretty well. And some other counselors because we combined our groups. And we just chilled at the park for like 2 hours, which is super nice. We just go on our phones. Like, no, I wasn't that bad. I was on my phone most of the time, but other counselors like would go on their phones for so long. I probably went on Twitter a couple times and like, I don't know, maybe some Clash of Clans progress, but I didn't do that much. But for some reason, somehow, we began a trend where we started carrying kids around on our backs because kids really liked it. You either carry them on your backs or on your shoulders, which... some might consider it inappropriate, but they loved it, and then we had a fun time doing it, so we just kept it up, bro. Like, thanks for the warning. It's a fun screenshot. He doesn't even see me. It's like a gun. Crossbow's like a gun, dude. But yeah, we started carrying kids around on our backs, and they had a really good time. And that girl A. She really liked it a lot, and I would always carry her around, and we had a really good time. And we were like inside, and then later on we went back inside, and I knew that we could probably get in trouble for this because I think on the Tuesday in the morning, so it was me, the young counselor, and then this the regular aged counselor, and I wasn't even participating, so I was just watching it happen. They were spinning. There's a trick we do. I don't know how to do this trick eventually, but back then I know how to do it. Where you take a kid and you just spin them around like completely, and it starts flying. It's really dangerous and it looks really uncomfortable for their arms. I feel like their arms might get like stretched out too much, you know. But apparently it's fine and they love it. And there's this dude who's been working there for many years. He was like watching them through the window, and apparently the younger counselor had seen him and he was like about to tell him to stop. The dude came out and he told those guys, and I guess he was like telling it to all of us, but I hadn't been doing it, so I was just kind of like watching. He's like, "Yo, y'all can get fired for that, you know, right? If a kid gets injured, y'all can get fired." And they were kind of just like, "Okay," and they're like, "Okay, make sure that guy's not around next time we do it." Like, what savage counselors, bro? And these guys I worked with, you could tell they were like more nerdy. Like the one dude that was 15, he was like talking about Pokemon with me and shit, or whatever, and I had no idea what he was talking about. But you know, even though if the nerdy dudes are chill, it's like wow. Anyways, and so we had gone inside to the building, and they have this really nice big room that we can chill in and do activities and shit. And then I think we were just slurping on popsicles and shit. That girl counselor kept getting us popsicles. I'm like, if it's already here, I'm not gonna deny it, you know. Let me also fill this up. Let me just make sure mobs can't spawn down here either. That should be good. I can just fill it up. Yeah, I don't think mobs can spawn in one blocks. I think we're good. But there was also even one, I think on this day, we were playing hockey or some shit. Like, you know, like, there's a game where you play hockey where, like, you're like a goalie and, like, you're, like, it's like dodgeball, but, like, you can revive people. There's, like, a goalie who, like, there's, like, a hula hoop that he's in and he has, like, a cart. And we did a couple rounds of it and I really wanted to be goalie. And this one girl was supposed to be her turn, but it was this girl who had, like, was really fat and really chubby, I guess I'll say, and she had like a bunch of like just like scratches on her from like just like bumps and shit, like not from like getting abused or anything. Do not worry, or probably not from being abused. It's just like from probably like being a dumb kid and running around and like falling a lot. And I was like, yo, look, here's the deal. If you let me do it, I'll give you a popsicle, okay? And she was like, okay, bet. Because she was like, probably eat a lot, this kid. I'm sorry, not to be mean, but probably did eat a lot, this kid. And so, I actually did follow. I stayed true to my word. I could have been an asshole and lied, bro. But I'm not trying to teach kids a lesson that all adults can't be trusted. They're trying to lie and exploit you. But I really shouldn't have, because we really weren't allowed to give popsicles away until that Friday. But you know what? It's like, you know what? Other counselors have been doing it for themselves. Like, you know, this is actually a better use for it, honestly, than other counselors just taking it for themselves. But they had really good flavors, like green. And there were a lot of dudes, like, there were a lot of random dudes we'd work with in the afternoon. Oh, I finally pulled it off. Finally pulled it off again. Finally pulled it off again. Finally pulled it off again somehow. Okay, now I'm just not failing anymore. Okay, but it's usually just a bunch of random white dudes who are like probably 15 years old. I don't even know. But there's this one guy we did in the afternoon, and I think on the Wednesday in the morning, or I think it was in the afternoon. It might have actually even been on the... No, it had to be in the afternoon because we went in the morning on Wednesday. Or it was even on the Thursday in the afternoon. Well, I don't know. It might have been on the Tuesday in the afternoon, to be honest. But they went in the afternoon to the beach, and or it could have been in the morning, I'm not sure. And they came back, and he was with the older, like the middle-aged kids. Like we were with the younger kids. The two groups I tend to act are the younger kids. And there was the middle-aged kids, and then there was the older kids who we barely ever talked to. I think on the first day, though, on the Monday, when they had this bad situation, some of them were sent to be with our group by the head counselor or the head camp director or whatever. But I remember him and oh god, man, I'm gonna kill my iron armor use. I need to get diamond enchant armor, but I'm really bad with progress. I need to do villager trading, honestly. I need to have some villager stuff. I'm gonna work on that now. I'll make a little villager hall, whatever. We have 2 villages worth of villagers to work with, so we'll probably build it here, though. But also, I have this kid come up to me who I barely talked to. He was like a older kid. I talked to him every like once in a while. Probably never gonna see him again though. But he just comes up to me randomly and says this, "Oh, we saw your dad at the beach." I'm like, "What? What are you saying? What? What?" And then one of this definitely 15-year-old counselor, I think I remember when he was a little kid, His name was like Diego or something. I don't fucking know. He was like, "Oh yeah, so we were at the beach and your brother was there. My dad and my brother go to the beach a lot. It's the beach near my house, okay? And we had gone the previous weekend, so we wanted to go back. So I guess they wanted to go back this weekend when it was actually not like shitty wave weather. Because the time we went that weekend, it was really bad. The waves, it wasn't really good. He's like, "Oh yeah, we saw your dad, and I thought your brother was you, and I just I want to just ask you to apologize for your brother for that." It was like, okay, but like having a random kid come to you and be like, "Oh, we saw your dad at the beach." It's like, what the fuck? My dad had like no involvement with this job whatsoever, besides that moment. Oh, I do have another parrot here. I forgot, this is where this is the first village I chilled at. I don't know if many villagers are alive, though. I would like to get a librarian going, though. But it seems like it's dead here. I feel like some villagers probably just die over time, you know? I'm also pretty lucky I didn't get bad omen from all the times I fought those villagers earlier today. But it's okay there's none here because I can just go to the other one. I'm pretty sure there's still some at the other one. I'll just put on boats and shit. I just need a couple so I can do cartography trades so I can finally get books going. I don't know much about villagers, but I do know how somewhat works, so. Yeah, let the crops grow, baby. Let them grow. Let it grow, let it grow. But, yeah, so that Thursday we did a lot of stuff. We were lifting kids, whatever, and it was good exercise, actually, because I remember the next day I actually felt sore, like sore to the level as if I did a workout. And obviously I'd seen like counselors like benching kids earlier, none of that shit. It's like putting on my back, letting them ride. I remember we were inside the building one time and like I even like lifted a kid up so they could touch the ceiling. But yeah, it was mostly like me and that girl A. We had a really good time doing it. Alright. It was a really fun time. Okay, I thought he would die for a second, but I forgot that I don't think they have that issue when they're in leaves. Guess I could build my villager hall over here. Hall like H-A-L-L, not H-U... H-A-U-L. Not that type of hall. OMG guys, my fashion hall. These shoes are from Wish. And these shoes are from Balenciaga. Don't want to buy shoes in that place anymore, man. They've been exposed. Yeah, I want to just get like a little mini villager hall going. But, anyways, it was a very fun day that Thursday. And so then we move on to the last... No, we do not, because after that day was the last day of the... Not only of the week, of the camp session. You see, I hadn't been here for the previous weeks. Weeks 4 and 5. I wasn't around for that. But they were going to do something different. This camp, I had been in this camp as a kid. They were known for having, like, an Olympic thing for the last day. Like, kids going to be in the Olympics, but guess what? It's only for older kids, so, yeah. What it ended up being was they're like, alright, so, so they had a meeting after work, and it really sucked, because guess what? My brother was to pick me up so we could go to our friend's house. The friends who happen to have gay parents. Not like I give a shit about that. I'm just saying that's what they had. What we should really do, we should tear down this wall and like just stretch. Like I don't understand the point of this other than have it match the village. It should remove this, connect it like this. You'll be saving. You have more space and you'll be saving resources too. Like it seems like a win-win. And I'll have more space for my villager hall. So I'm pretty sure I will do that actually. But the only thing is to have the pickaxe and the... So I'll temporarily kind of like create like a little place for this guy. But yeah, we had to stay at a meeting, and the dude wanted me to stay for it, and I was like, oh, shit, I really gotta go. Do I walk out now, or do I stay for the whole thing? My brother's like, yo, man, I'm waiting to pick you up, bro. And it was like 40 minutes later. Finally, I got to leave. I felt really bad. My brother was like, bruh, And it's like, yo, man, look, I gotta do my job, or I love this job too much. I'm not trying to lose it, bro. You know. Hope you understand. That's all I'm saying. Hope you understand. And so then we were just talking about like, so my group, however, would not participate in the Olympics because our kids are young. If you want in, bro, walk in. Our kids were young, and they were probably too young for it. And so they're like, nah, you guys are going to do something different. It was like, ooh, what are we doing? Oh, no, I just realized. Yep, I just realized. Yep, I just realized. No. God fucking damn it. Oh, back in the boat you go, buddy. No, don't walk away! Ah! No, I was stupid. I could have fixed it, but I'm like, no, I'll just get the wood back real fast. And nope, you fucking dumbass, Sarfnic. See, look at the good population these guys have, at least. Get in the fucking boat. The only issue is now we're on the... I think they fixed it, though. It used to be if you fall in path blocks, your boat cannot go back up. You'd be stuck, like, trying to get back up. Nope, it still works that way. Maybe I should grab some minecart tracks from that stupid mesa. No, we're just gonna move the villager area because this area was kind of bad anyways. But yeah, so instead, what our group was going to be doing was we were going to go back to the beach for a second time that week, which is a very treat. We're going to go two times in a week. Like, what? We're going to go back to the beach. And instead, in the afternoon, we would just have like a little fair. Kids get to fuck around. I was like, oh, sick. I'm down with that. Like, that sounds fun, honestly. And so that's what happened. So then we went to our friend's house, and well, like I said, they had gay parents. I thought it was super cool. I'm like, you know, it's funny that this exact same week I'm hanging out with you guys when I'm with this girl. But I didn't mention that to them because, like, what the fuck? I'm like, oh, hey, guess what? You know, my friends have gay parents. No, I'm not gonna be that type of asshole who says that shit. Like, no. But that's true, technically, so. So, like, yeah, and this was the last time I got to hang out with these guys before they went off to college, and they go to school in Florida, so probably ain't going to see them for a long time. Oh my god, I'm an idiot! No! I almost made the same mistake again. You can see those villagers tried to bank on that opportunity, bro. Like, cool, I'm out. Let me go. So they're like, bed. Okay, let's sleep. I want no zombies spawning and killing these fuckers. I was wondering if the villagers just also travel over. So close. Probably just travel over. Won't you tell me what's wrong with me? Anybody? 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 Oh, I thought that was a fucking... Hey man, if you want in, get in. No, he's just gonna be stupid. Do not go down there, bro. You're risking everything, man. You get stuck down there, bro. I ain't saving you. I think I saved a villager one time when you left. And I guarantee he's stuck down there. Well, buddy, good luck getting out, I suppose. Well, you can always go back that way, I guess. He will go back when night comes. But, see, now I can start my trade work, I suppose. So, we're going to need to make it so villagers can't leave here. It's important. Let's see what we can do about that. But, yep, so we came to their house. We actually went swimming in their pool, which I hadn't been in their pool since, like, July of 2018. It was a really fun day. I remember I met this. They have this little cousin named Rosie. She's such a cute girl back then, and we were hanging out with her. And as per usual, my magic worked, and I got along well with that kid really well. And it was like the first time ever back then that I had gone along with a kid that my parents weren't around to witness. That was super cool. And yeah, that's the story about that little girl, I suppose, named Rosie. But then we saw her in 2019 again. She looked a lot older, and I was like, "Hey, remember me?" She's like, "No." And it's like, God damn, the memory of kids is really sad. You know, a lot of kids aren't gonna remember you. You know, and it's like, aw, because you're an adult, you remember them. But then I realized there's a lot of people who always come to my house, and they're like, "Hey," my parents' friends, like, "Hey, do you remember me?" I'm like, "No." Who the fuck are you? So I guess it's like that sort of situation, sort of. Let's see how much it makes to make a lectern. The issue is getting the bookshelf for that. But I'm going to end the stream shortly after I finish up this story. So, yeah, it was a very fun week, as I said. And we were wrapping up with Friday. Anyways, on that Thursday. I have trouble finding what I'm telling about, guys. I'm so sorry. We went to their pool. We swam around for a bit. I remember it was super funny because they had a changing room, but it was locked, so I had to change in, like, public. And there was, like, a random woman there we started talking to. Don't remember what it was about, though. But she seemed pretty chill from the sound of it. And, yeah, it was overall, we had a good time. We had a good time hanging out. It was the last time I hung out with my friends. We went there in, like, August. I remember right before the start of last school year. And then we were playing, like, MLB The Show. And we did that again. We were there for, like, hours, but it didn't feel that long for some reason. And then I went home. And then when I went home, I realized, hey, it's like 8 p.m. when I got home or some shit, or 9 p.m. Like, I've been out for over 12 hours. Because I went straight to work, from work to there. And so that day, that Thursday, while I may have not appreciated the time, was a really fun day. I got to hang out with one of my favorite kids ever. Got to lift kids on my back. And then got to hang out with one of my old friends. So it was these guys we met back in, like, summer of 2017, and then in 2017, 2018, we used to hang out with them so much that year, those 2 years, and then we just stopped hanging out with them as much. I don't think they really liked us anymore, but they kind of just hang out with us for the memories, we think, because, like, it's the only people that me and my brother both are, like, friends with. Like, we share each other as friends, kind of, which sounds weird, but it's actually not bad. See, no zombies can do that, okay? I gotta make sure that no creatures spawn here. Fire. No, I'll just take a torch or some shit. Or make a torch? I think this is a worthy investment. Moving a torch from over there to over here is probably worth it. See, now they're safer. The thing is, maybe babies could get to them somehow. Nah, I doubt it. But, anyways, so those guys, one of them worked at the same general area where I worked last summer, and so I met him through there. I met him there one time, and it was super funny. He actually got to meet one of my coworkers last summer. It was funny. And he worked there again, and his brother, I remember last year, worked at a summer camp, but it's for, like, rich kids. A lot of my friends worked at summer camps with rich kids. Like, one of my friends in college did that, and then one of my neighbors did that too. And there's all different camps. I'm aware of 3 different camps that are for rich kids, and I worked at camps with non-rich kids. And it seems like I had a better experience than them, despite all them being like, "Oh, we used to go to water parks and shit, and we go to Six Flags sometimes." And I'm like, "No, we go to the beach sometimes." But it seems like we have less issues with spoiled parents compared to these guys. Spoiled parents. I said spoiled for some reason. Spoiled. So I guess that's an advantage to having less rich kids. Let's go back to our house and just put this slime and shit away. I need more chests. I'm kind of hesitant to make more chests because I'll have to destroy them later when I move them and make my own storage room, but I'm fine with just doing it right now. real fast. But how long is the streaming going for? Holy shit. Newt Newt. Hello, Newt Newt. Sorry, I did not see your messages, man. Unfortunately, I do not care, Newt Newt. I'm finishing telling my story. Okay, so then I'm gonna end the stream. Still not even done with the full story, though. It's gonna take a long time. But hey, it's gonna be a theme for all these survival streams. So, I should probably breed these cows, actually. God damn it, I don't even have the carpet set up yet. Actually, I might have had an even amount, or an odd amount. Wasted one. Let's check back. Did we have an odd amount? We had 11? That means we did breed with an odd amount, but whatever. The chance, perhaps, if we quickly grab one right now, that we'll be able to save it. No, it didn't do anything. Whatever. But yeah, I fucking God. I was out for 12 hours, and these guys, the younger one worked at the place where worked near where I worked last year. He worked there again this year apparently, but he's like, I'm never gonna go back there again, man. And apparently, and the other dude, the older one, worked at this same camp, and apparently he even had his brother, also work there part-time, so he had 2 jobs. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. You didn't do that last year. But yeah, these people, along with some of my other friends, are the main reasons why they inspired me to become a counselor this year. But because they had such good experiences, I'm like, I'll try it out too. I mean, I'll try anything once. I'll try anything once. Okay, now we can put this shit away. Let's go. I didn't see Newt's messages though. It's so weird. And so, let's put the gap in here too. The God apple. And so, yeah, it was a fun day. I was out for 12 hours. I was really tired after that. Again, did 0 live streams or recordings this week. Like most weeks over the summer, to be honest. I thought I saw something moving there for a second, like Herobrine. It's super scary. Might have been just a cow, but I don't know. I thought I saw like a thing, like a brown, large thing just moving this way. May have found Bigfoot in Minecraft, who knows. But yeah, super fun week. And so we wrapped it up on Friday. In the morning, we went to the beach. The only issue is I forgot to bring my little green sandals. So at first I was fine. I had my shoes and socks, whatever. Oh, the sound of the cows weirdly stopped. But then it actually became a mini problem eventually. I'm going to use my pickaxe and just go mining while I have the time. I don't know. It eventually became an issue later. So we went to the beach again. This time, I remember a little more about this beach day. So we went to the beach, and I don't think I was directly partnered with that girl anymore. But I think she still wanted me to be her partner. I don't know. But I was actually leading the pack this time at the front. And there's this one blonde girl who I talked about. She was in our group, but only for the mornings. And she kept, like, passing me as we kept going. Yeah, so it wasn't... The other counselor was still there, the dude who I went to middle school with. And she kept passing me. And so I was like, you know what? You go to the back and talk to that dude, okay? Like, he's like... I remember it's funny. He's like, don't pass! Sarfnic or whatever my name was. My name is... I'm not going to tell you guys what my name is. Sheesh. And I thought that was super funny. And yeah, we took the same exact route, you know. We passed by right near where my old workplace was. And I was like, oh. And then we arrived at the beach, but it turns out we were here too early this day. For some reason, we arrived a little too early. I might move my other pair here, the green one. And so the beach wasn't open. It was like 10. Beach opens at like, I don't know, like 11 or something, and we were there at like 10:30. And so we went to the park nearby. And there's a park nearby the beach. This is a very important detail that you guys will need to know for whenever I continue the story fucking tomorrow. There's a park right nearby. Okay? Where'd my blind parrot go? It was here earlier, I swear. I have no idea where the fucking parrot is. Should I just listen for a chirp? I'll find it eventually. But, oh, there's my... Oh, I heard a wolf, for example. Oh, here you go. Hey, Betty. Hey, buddy. Not Betty. I have a wolf in here. I have a couple wolves in here, too, but they can stay. Hello, doggy. Doggy, you've been good. I didn't abandon you. Guess I'm sleeping here now. I accidentally right-clicked on that. I meant to right-click the chest, actually. Ooh, we got some stuff in here. Whatevs. Anyways, continuing. If I can fucking, just for once, focus on telling a story without having on tangents. We went to the park nearby, which was very important. And we fucked around at the park. A lot of kids were around. There were some kids from this group, from the other group that were like only AM, so I didn't even recognize them. There's like random little kids that I just saw. And for some reason, that girl Kay, despite she was gone the previous day when I had like started giving kids rides, she shortly found out that we were doing the rides. Oh, I just remembered something I forgot to tell. So you remember that kid? I was talking about that kid whose sister, who was a kid from a different camp I worked at. He kept forgetting to tell her. He's like, "Oh, I forgot to tell her on that Thursday." And so one day we were chilling in this room. It was I think it was that Thursday, and he was telling me he finally said, or he would remember this day to tell his sister about me. I'm like, okay, get better. And I just played some Boom Beach and had him and a bunch of kids watching me. It was super funny. I was on my phone playing Boom Beach. Usually I wouldn't do that, but I think that day I just felt like it. So Boom Beach is such a fun game. I actually sometimes points when I play Boom Beach more than I play Clash. This is one of those points. But now I play Clash of Clans a lot more. And in September I just got into Clash and I still haven't gotten out of it. Or at least I'm less into it now, but I'm at the point where I have like all 6 of my builders working non-stop. And in fact, I got to the point where I used to have 5 builders back then. But back in like October, I think I finally got my master builder or my auto hut leveled up. But this is a tangent anyways. It was a necessary tangent because it's something I forgot to mention. But on this Friday, he's like, "Oh yeah, I finally remembered to tell my sister." And she's like, "Oh yeah, she remembers you." And I'm like, that's funny. And there's going to be another moment like that later. But with a different kid, but we'll get into that later. And so, finally, we went to the beach and we chilled at this park instead. And this park is very important to remember. Is right nearby this beach. Very important to remember for whenever I tell a different part of the story, or the next part of next week's part of the story. But we chilled. There was chaos. Kids were running around. The other counselors were just sitting, and there was a tire swing. And I'm like, you know, guys, a couple of weeks ago, or it was only the last week back then. I had to push a tire swing every day for kids, and so I got it. But this tire swing was a bit different, but I was able to push it, and they had a really good time. And so that girl Kay, despite not being around when I started it, she had caught wind of the stories of me carrying kids on my back. And so what we did was, a bunch of kids were online, and they all wanted to ride my back. And what happens is I do a full lap with these kids on my back, and then I'd put them down and do the next one. And there was a lot of random. I think most of them were girls. There was one dude there, but he was too big, actually. I felt bad. There was just one really nice boy who wanted to ride, but I'm like, you're too... We tried it just didn't work out. It was too big. So, yeah, I get a bunch of kids rides, and that girl Kay, dude, she weighed way too much. I tried her, and it was really tiring. I started to get really tired. I had to get water, and it just didn't work out, you know? Let's go to the nether. I want to see what the portal's like, although I think I've already... No, you do not go. You stay on this side, okay? Bye! But, yeah, it was really tiring doing all these laps. So eventually I had to say to the kids, some kids were trying to come back for seconds. I'm like, nope, you get it once, and then I'm done. I'm serious, by the way. Like, you get it once, and I'm done. I'm not doing this again. Let's raid this Blaze Fortress right now. Probably gonna fucking die, but do I give a shit? No. No way to the Blaze spawn right next to me. Oh, we should probably have gold on. I'll be back. Let's get some gold gear on so these fucking piglins don't attack. Plus, because I just need more gear because I don't have any gear on right now. I'll take some Skittles while I do this. I remember on this day, I remember thinking in my head, like, I should say to her, you enjoyed those Skittles yesterday. But that would have been so mean because she didn't get to enjoy those Skittles. Whatever. Here we go. Now we go. I kind of like not having the hill because it shows my Christmas skin more. Do ignore poop poop. Nope poop poop. Listen here, Newt Newt. I'm trying to tell my fucking story, man. You can suck it. I'll play Valheim later, okay? But I'm not doing WoW for a little bit, alright? And so, we were hanging out at we just did so much shit. Like, we pushed kids on swings. We were there for like 30 minutes at this park. And so, I remember that one girl who I've only referred to as quote-unquote A. She was like, she wanted me to do like the spinny thing. Whee! And so, you know, the shit you can get fired for. And so I was like, okay, I'll do it. I learned how to do it, by the way. Imagine I get fucking skull. Nope. Odds are so low, so like I'm not even pissed off about that. I'm actually more here for the loot and less here for the blazes. But I decided to do it, and I did it, and she was really enjoying it. And then somehow I was a dumbass, and we were right by like this tire swing, and there was a metal pole there, and she hit the pole. And the other counselors saw it, but they weren't no snitches. They're like, bro, oof. And I never seen this girl cry before, but it was like, oh no! I was like, don't tell my bosses about this, okay? Ooh, saddle. I could have used this earlier though. Let's get the diamonds though. Okay, I'll take the saddles though, and the diamond horse armor. She still have that gold horse armor from earlier. I forgot to put away. How long have I been going for, by the way? 2 hours, wow. Just telling a story of 1 week. I probably could have finished this up in like 40 minutes if I was fast, though, with it. Take another word, too. But, yeah, so... Hey, mobs can't spawn here. She was crying, and yeah, she was fine, like, a little bit later, thankfully. But I remember she was really, this kid was super funny. She's like, you're the one who swept me on the pole. I'm like, yes. Again, I knew her. She's A. That's how I describe them. Like, you know when people tell stories, they tend to swap out names. I don't want to do that, so I just do the first initial. Because I also don't want to give away their name, you know. What their parents are watching is like, oh, horrendous. Or if worse, they're watching this like 16 years later, like, oh my god, what the fuck? It's a really bad spawn. Ah, fuck, we got hit. It's funny, they're having a conversation, bro. I just interrupted it. Oh, I'm stupid. Obviously, no blaze rods. Like, no blaze rods. Hey, okay, good loot. What should I trash? Fucking coal. I have 1 piece of coal, bro. Like, no. I'm not even taking the diamond horse armor, though. Okay, I got another email. Okay. Why do I have a notification from 1 day ago? It's acting as if it's like new. Confusion much? It's probably a marked chest that I've already gotten. Yeah, that's actually gonna be valuable, so let's put that down. I can make an ender chest, dude. I have no idea how to get back, by the way. I actually think we just found a way back, really. God damn it, skeletons. You're super rare. Why are you here? They die in fire. I'm sure you don't die in fire, though. Hope you die in a fire. I haven't listened to that song in a long time. Kind of got back into FNF at the start of the year because of security breach, but now I'm not anymore. Okay, we got enough shit. Let's go. Let's dip. But, is there any more chats? No, it's a stupid hamburger. E. Unless you're someone I know, then you're not stupid. Look at this fucking mushroom growing on obsidian. Oh, would you guys like to trade by hands? By chance? I'll just trade one. More about useless. If you want the gold, go down there, bro. Gravel ain't that bad, actually. Huh. String shit. Soul sand actually ain't that bad, seeing as I actually just got the nether wart. Yeah, y'all can get out of here. I just want that soul sand. Three nice dudes having fun. We got warm bubble water on our buns. I love this spa, and that's a fact. But if I stay in too long, get a pruny back. I'm actually super close by one of my chests. Doesn't feel like it, but I am. Okay. See, one of our chests is only right here. Now we can put away all this shit we've got. So many saddles. Now let's find out in what direction this city is, or place is. Okay, over here. Okay, I do need to finish telling this before I keep fucking procrastinating. So, yeah, then we went to that actual beach. We had fun in the water. This time I remember having a lot more fun with that girl Kay. I remember we were walking back to the beach and she was holding my hand or some shit. And then we arrive at the beach and for some reason that girl counselor I always talk to, she wanted my phone to keep track of the time. It was like, okay. It's interesting, so I just gave her my phone. She kept track of the time, I suppose, and it was really chill experience. No, not chill. Sorry, we were in the water, and I was with that really young counselor, and then like him and I like subbed out, so like we both took turns, just like playing around in the water with these kids and stuff, and it was really nice. It was a really nice experience. I remember. Oh, perfect. Really good memories, you know, just to live in your mind. Some memories deserve to be fresh. If you don't have memories in your mind that are like, that's such good times, like you need to get on your shit, because it's so nice to have like good memories like that. From recent too, like from recently. Like this week was not, or this July like July 18th to July 22nd was not that long ago. At all. Like, if Newt's still in the chat, we were already doing our Among Us events by then, dude. So, and it was like right after I had one of the, I think like a couple of days before, like on July 17th or July 16th, I had this really cool dream I remember still. Because I keep tracking my dreams in my dream journal, and like now it's on text files though. I kind of gave up the journaling thing back like 3 years ago. I only did it for a year and a half before I got tired of it. But in the journals, because it's too hard to write, you know, it's easier just to type it out. But I had this really funny dream or like I was like a video game store and shit. Anyways, I'm kind of digressing. But yeah, we had a really good time there. I remember we were playing in the water, and then we were like splash wars and shit. And that girl Kay, I remember actually like, you know, in the water it's actually easier to carry people than on the surface because like your body weight. Obviously, I didn't have that kid carry me, no way in hell. But like I think I carried her, and I used this trick I learned from my dad like very recently. Like when we were in Florida back in May, my dad taught us how to like flip kids over when they're on your back and shit. Because I did it with my niece, and so I think I flipped her over in the water. Like it was super funny. I don't think it was super funny. She wasn't expecting it. She's like, she's right on my back. All of a sudden, I'm just like, all right, 3, 2, 1. Like it just goes in the air somewhat, and it just goes in the water. It's so funny. We had a good time, and I actually just remembered a detail. I think that was from the Wednesday. So when we were at the beach on that Wednesday, there was that girl counselor that I knew, or that I talked to a lot because she was with us in the afternoons a lot. And then there was this other girl counselor who was around in the mornings. And I remember I was telling them how, you know, that girl Kay, me and her thought that we'd be, because I was switching to another camp the next week. We thought that we'd be together because for a little bit we thought it was the same camp. And so they're like, they started doing this hand symbol. It's like besties forever or something. And so I don't know, it was a cute wholesome moment. I was like, I learned how to do besties forever. It's some weird hand symbol. No, Xavier, you're gonna become mod yourself. Okay, if you wanna become mod, you could become mod. I don't know, but anyways, that was from that Wednesday when we saw the hawk and shit. And this time at the beach, we again I didn't bring my sandals, so I had to dry my feet completely, because they had like a sand washing machine, and usually it wouldn't be bad because if I had sandals, I could just wash it a bit and then walk with the sandals. And once the sand dries, because wet sand sticks, but dry sand it comes off, even if it's still on you. And so, but this time I didn't want to put on my socks with like sand, so I had to like wash my feet completely, and then I had to like borrow a kid's towel, just so I could like get any extra sand off, and then put my shoes and socks on. Really uncomfortable. Don't forget your don't forget your sandals when you go to the beach, guys. Okay. And so then we walked back, and I think I was with that girl again, but this time I was on the way back. Yeah, I was with that girl Kay again, and yeah, we had a really we just started. I don't know. We were probably holding hands or something. We were just talking. Super friendly kid though. Like, oh my god, they've never met a kid that friendly before. You know. And I think we kept having an issue where the line kept getting drawn up. So, like, eventually we just walked back. And then we did the dinosaur shit again. I remember that girl Kay was like, yep, that won't work on me. And I was like, I just looked at her and I said, the dinosaur's still coming, though. It was a really good time. And so then we got back. And I remember all the kids changed back or whatever. And I didn't change. And it was actually her last moments, actually. The last moments of that girl Kay. And we had just found out, I think either that day or the previous day, that we were not, in fact, going to the same camp. She was going to, apparently, the aquatics one, which is, I kind of worked there for a day, but I worked for, like, the morning session arts version of it that connects to it. Like, in the afternoon, we have to give it to them. But I only worked there for, like, that part of the day, or in the morning. And I'd heard a lot about this camp because one of my good friends, who I'm good friends with, the dude I slept over earlier in the summer, and I haven't seen that guy since September. Holy shit! But he's in like Israel for school or whatever. But he's coming back in December, so I should see him like in like a week or few. But he always told me it was a really good camp, and plus I met some of the counselors there when I was there for a bit, and it seems like there's a lot of counselors are people I went to high school with who are my age. One of them came up to me, he's like, "Oh, do I have Spanish with you?" I'm like, "Yeah." I have him on Snapchat. I was telling him how many kids like this camp, and then we'll probably talk about that in my next week because some other kid brings it up a lot. But yep, I think she turned out she was going to that one. I was like, "Oh, well, I guess I'll see you around then." And she's like, "Oh, maybe I'll see you next year at the original place I worked at." I'm like, "Oh yeah, maybe." And so that's up for grabs. I'll tell you, I have not seen this kid since, but yeah, she left with her babysitter or whatever, and like I remember right before leaving, like out of nowhere, she just came out and was like hugged me, and it's like it's so wholesome, dude. Like I had another kid do that later on. That's only ever happened twice in this job, and it's like, yep, those kids are the keepers, dude. You know, the ones with soul, you know? Because there's so many kids who are like so bratty and annoying. And sometimes you think it's maybe because they have bad situations at home or whatever, but then there's the good ones make it so worth it, honestly. That's why I've talked to many friends like, you should really work this job. I'm like, no, I don't like kids. I don't want to have kids. It's like, well, I disagree. Heavily, strongly disagree, but you do you, I suppose. But, yep, almost done with this anyway. So then, the second half, there's still a second half of the day, bro. Like, you know. Oh, man. It's really, really hard to remember what happened for the rest of the day. We did this little fair, pretty much. But yeah, I'll miss that kid forever. That kid, I really hope to see him again next year. I really hope they remember me, too. Because, you know, when you're younger, you do not remember a lot as a kid. But they probably will. Because, honestly, the fact that I honestly thought, I was surprised to see that kid really enjoy hanging out with me. Because, like, I'm pretty sure no other counselors got a hug by that kid. And I don't think I've seen really many other counselors get hugged by kids. But I guess I just did my job, bro. Like, I just act like myself. I have good energy. And if people like that, then they like that. They're very simple, honestly. And I'm not disappointed to admit that I really enjoy hanging out with kids, dude. Like it's a really fun thing. I've always done well with my little cousins, whatever. And I'm really happy it worked out for this job because I was really worried it wouldn't work out with this job. And if it didn't work out for this job, then fuck. Because the only time it really matters when you actually getting along with kids is when it's actually your job too. But yeah, I'm happy it worked out. So, anyways, then the second half of the day happened. We did this, like, we were at the park for a long time, I remember. I think I gave more rides to more kids, whatever. And there's that girl A. She obviously forgave me for that stupid shit that happened earlier in the morning. But I don't remember why, but somehow we started this role play. I think it might have been the previous day. But it was in the afternoon. These kids side. I've done a lot of role play with kids. I think I mentioned how the week before I did like this space role play with kids, but it was like a family role play pretty much, and yeah, it was weird. I don't want to fucking talk about it. I do not want to talk about it, but it was pretty much we were like simulating a dysfunctional family, okay? And I don't want to talk about it because I just realized that someone could interpret it as sus, so I don't want to talk about it, but. Pretty much all I can say is there was like a scandal where like involving Disney World where one family went to Disney World and didn't invite the other husband or whatever. And it was funny, but I'm not gonna talk about it, okay? Because like, yeah, I barely remember it anyways. But a lot of kids became involved, and then there's this one kid from like one of the older groups who for some reason became like a gangster, and it was so weird. I don't even know, bro. I don't even know, but yeah, it was super fun. Anyways, hopefully none of those kids I'll ever see them again actually remember that shit. But yeah, super sus. I guess no one's watching this stream. I guess I can bring it into it somehow. Oh no, it's so bad. It's like I was like someone married to someone, but then I had a divorce, and this should not be. I don't know how I agreed to participate in this. Obviously, it was not my idea because I'm a fucking adult. I should not do this shit. But obviously, it was just a funny thing, you know. Oh my god, I should have not done that, dude. Honestly, it's so bad. But yeah, and I had sons, and then no, I don't want to talk about it, please. And some kids are super nice, but there was this. Yeah, I think that girl A was like divorced from me or some shit. Yeah, that's why it's sus. I don't remember if this is true, but it's really bad either way. So, yeah, don't I shouldn't be talking about this, but yeah, it was a pretty. Don't worry, I never did this again, and probably never will. But yes, we did simulate a dysfunctional family with like 7 kids. Okay, while we were just bored waiting for like lunch to end or something. But yeah, we went to the park eventually, and these kids actually did like a child fight pit of some sort. It was bad. It was bad, trust me. And I remember that girl A was like pushing a kid down. And I had to to say, y'all calm it down. Another counselor saw it, and he just said, yo, I'm just gonna let him fight, bro. I'm just gonna turn a blind eye. I thought it was funny too. I let him fight for a bit, which was really bad. But eventually, a kid got injured a little bit, and so one of these kids, this one white kid we had in our group, he got in a lot of trouble, and I felt bad. Some of the counselors got really mad at him. Like that girl counselor I talked to a lot, she got really mad. You know, she's black. She can yell pretty loudly for a 15-year-old. But yeah, so we had this fair at the end. I don't remember much, but it was this girl M that I got that was from the previous camp I worked at, and obviously A. They were the runners of that little fucking dysfunctional family RP that I should have not participated in. But for some reason, that girl A got really mad at me for some reason, and me and M, she got really mad at us, and she would like ignore us and not talk to us, and we would be like, okay, I mean, I'm a counselor, you probably should not be ignoring me, but whatever. And so I remember, oh, what's up with the hunger bar? It's a glitch. Did you see how it's like slowly rising and then it fades and then it keeps rising? Oh, maybe that's not a glitch. Maybe it's showing how if I sprint and punch shit, if I walk, maybe how it slowly fills up, and that's how hunger is taken down. Yeah, I think it does. I think that's what it's showing. Trying to test see if the bar goes up slowly. Yep, it does. So if I run, you see how the bar goes up really fast, and it resets. I think that's how hunger is managed. So that's not a glitch. I thought it was a glitch, but it wasn't. Anyways, I gotta finish this up. I'm still going. I'm almost going on 3 hours of stream of where I'm just doing nothing now. So, yeah, somehow she was ignoring us, and it was really funny because it's funny when like you're in on a joke with another kid, kind of like we were both like, how do we get her attention? I don't know. This girl was really good at the ignoring game, but for some reason at the end she forgave us, and I remember we had this little fair. I gave her a ride so she could like climb on a tree and shit. It was really fun. Like there were a bunch of kids just climbing this like really small tree, and all the counselors are fine with it, so I'm fine with it. And it was they were blasting music, and that was the end of the week, I suppose. My last moments. They had a punch card here for some reason, so I punched my card out. And something horrible happened on the last day. I missed it. I was like outside during the moment. So one of the older girls, she was getting picked up by her mom, and I think she was in the bathroom or something. And another kid was telling the mom, "Oh yeah, she's in the bathroom." The mom looked at the kid and said, "Shut the fuck up! I'm not your friend." And I remember the head dude was like, "Oh yeah, she can't come." Or the head dude was out this day. He was out on the Friday. It's so weird. Why was he out on the last day? The camp literally was running off of like no other like no stuff from regular counselors. And I guess some like backroom staff too, I guess. But I think they weren't like working for the camp, they were just working for the city. Oh, it's raining again, wow. But yeah, I remember like apparently like, oh yeah, no, she can't come back. That girl cannot come back. I don't know if I heard about this story like a week after, because I did actually run into these people a week after, and some of these kids, which I'll talk about in the next stream. But yeah, that was the end of the week. It was July 22nd. I remember going, I don't really remember the end of the day there, but the next day was July 23rd, which was the day of MCC 23, which I'm still working on the video for that. It's coming out soon. It's a very nice time. My grandma came over, and then we went out to Chicago that night, I remember. But in the morning before MCC, there was like a little fair downtown in the city, and I went to this fair, and it was like a fair because like for small businesses out there, and one of our family friends has a small business there, so we decided to visit it and buy something. And while we were out there, we just went to a bunch of stores. I remember I went to the store, and I got this free, like, we got some free stuff from the store. The staff there are really nice. I actually still have one of it in my room. I have this like, little fake nose that I got. It's like a fake beak, sorry, that you put on your nose. And while I was out there, I ran into one of my kids. And my parents were there. This is the only times I think one of my parents have ever met one of my kids before. Or both my parents were there. And she was there with her parents, too. Which is really, it was her nanny and her mom. And my parents thought, oh, they're definitely lesbians. But I'm like, oh, well, on the thing it said nanny and mom, so I mean, and I knew the nanny from picking her up. And she was one of the kids from the main place I worked at, and she was there for the first 4 weeks. And she was really sassy and at a bad time. But I wasn't even going to say hi to her, but then she walks up to me right next to me and stops at the booth where I'm at. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to say hi now because you're fucking right here. But yeah, I remember we showed her my beak, and that was super funny. But, yep, never saw that kid again after that. In fact, I've never seen a kid again after working this job, so that's a fun fact. I've not seen a kid at all ever after working this job. Which, to be fair, I've not gone to like anything in this city, any events where any kid would be since the summer ended. But yeah, never saw that kid again, I suppose. But yep, those were the two. I mentioned the other time I ran into a kid that I was a counselor for. Those are the only 2 times I ever ran into kids I was counselors for. And so later on that day, we went out to get dinner after MCC happened. I remember I had to leave right when dodgeball was happening. There was a baseball game that my brother and my cousin went to, but I opted out because of MCC. And we went downtown to visit one of my old babysitters, and she had like her mom, who's like probably, I don't know, 60 years old, came out there from like, I don't know, from like Serbia or I don't even know. It's one of those like European countries down there. Might even be Romania, I don't know. I went for dinner and stuff, and then my grandma was there too. Downtown Chicago it was Maggiano's. It's very nice. I wish I'd ate more of it in the moment though, but my stomach's tiny. What more could I've done? It's 4:30. Oh, it's thunderstorming. We're not like anything's gonna really come of it. I want to get a screenshot of the thunder though, but this is not hard SMP. I don't have a trident. I can't do shit with thunder. Ooh. Hey, whoa. We need to get. I just realized something. We probably need to worry about thunder striking our buildings and shit. We should probably get lightning rods, now that I think about it. Once I can mine copper, though. But there's no copper below here because it's all old territory. But I will sleep off the thunder. Do not fear. I did stop that fire, though. I don't want a forest fire in my base. It's, yeah. Don't want that. I will chop down this tree, though. Or I can just straight up repair the tree, though. Yeah, I'll repair the tree. Why not? Boop. It's kind of weird, ain't it? I'm sure Finn and Jake had to repair their treehouse 1,000 times, though. I was wondering how to do it, because sometimes the treehouse would be like permanently damaged to the point where it should be dead, but then they just repair it somehow, and it's back to growing still. The leaves are back to blooming. After like literally the top was disconnected, the leaves still somehow bloom. Adventure Time logic be like, oh, I should plant these carrots. Yeah, I should plant these carrots while I'm still here. But yeah, and then something else happened that I probably shouldn't talk about on stream, but my parents had a fight. The biggest fight I've ever seen my parents have ever in 19 years happened that day. All because my dad wanted to drive. Mom was like, nah. My dad's like, fuck this, I'm out. And straight up left. He's like, alright, bye. In downtown Chicago. So we went home for an hour. And then we went back to pick him up. And I went, because I like to sit in that car and listen to music, okay? Really weird situation. But, yep. And then that Sunday, July 24th, I recorded the Windcraft video that isn't out yet. There you go. That's all I remember. Oh, and that's when I started the Evernight map. Yeah, I started the Evernight map that day, which is a series I did for the last 2 weeks of my summer job. Practically every day after work, I would record it. I would stream, which is really nice because it was on my second channel though, so it's not as good as if I streamed my first channel, but it was still nice to start streaming again over the summer. But yeah, that's it. Now we'll resume with July 25th, which is a Monday, and quite a crazy week that was. The last 2 weeks were fun. And now it's the final camp I go to, a brand new camp yet again, for like the fucking 4th time, unironically. And I got to meet many new kids, many new counselors. And yeah, but yeah, I finished up the story of my week 6, which was definitely the most fun.